IG Field here in Winnipeg, Manitoba for a special Sunday afternoon game. Mike Still pleased to be joined by 2007 Vanier Cup champion Ryan Carhut and 2014 Hardy Cup champion Tyler Fabry for a special Sunday reconciliation game. The Bison football program made the decision not to play on National Day for Truth and Reconciliation yesterday in an effort to honor the day and to take the opportunity to learn and to be as a group and as in the community, taking part of some of the events that were going on campus as well as outside of campus. But we are here today for a critical matchup in the standings. Manitoba currently in the fourth and final playoff spot at 1-3, coming off their first win of the season last week against the Regina Rams in double overtime, 27-24 at home, an absolute thriller at homecoming. Now they'll look for two in a row against the Calgary Dinos, who are winless on the season at 0-4. This is a must-win game for the Dinos, who are coming into this game having lost 3 games in a row to Manitoba. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we go on. But Ryan, let's just start with you. What's your one of your keys to victory here for the Bisons? And if you're Calgary, what are you looking for on their side?
Well, I think defensively for the Manitoba Bisons, it's about stopping God Dang. God Dang has been a human highlight reel so far this year, and he's creating most of the explosive plays for the University of Calgary Dinos offense. So I think first and foremost, Coach Stan Pierre and his staff need to find a way to limit or stop God Dang from getting free. In almost every game this year, he seemed to have broken one or two multiple big plays, usually resulting in touchdowns. Has a great knack to find the end zone after making great catches deep down the field. So I think the Bisons need to reduce or limit God Dang's ability in this game.
Fabry, this game is definitely going to be run heavy. If you're the Bisons, you would have to think, based on the success they had last season against Calgary, putting up a total of 357 yards on the ground. That's the 5th most in program history. And Braden Stubbs was off in that game for 169, a career high for him. He'll look to duplicate that here. He's just 2 yards away from 1,000 in his career for the Manitoba Bisons. Expect a big game from him. It's been a strong start on the ground overall for Manitoba. Jackson Tuchinski's got 187 yards rushing. Von Lloyd's got 186 yards rushing. Overall, as a team, the Bisons are averaging 7.7 yards when they run the football. So look for that to be a major story and a major focus for Manitoba to be successful here. Let's talk about the Calgary Dinos secondary, Ryan. A lot of standout players in that group. Probably their strongest position if you're looking overall. Nate Boschman coming off a 3-interception game over the Saskatchewan Huskies last week. Jacob Biggs is a veteran in there. Deacon Taylor Young also a veteran, as well as Jordan Chisel, all multiple year starters. Tell me what to expect, what fans can expect from that group today.
Yeah, they've been hyper aggressive, and they've been kind of rounding into form the last couple of weeks here and getting better and better as the year goes on and progresses forward here. So last week you mentioned against the University of Saskatchewan, 4 interceptions out of that group. A hugely impressive day for them as they held Saskatchewan to a very tight game, a lot more competitive a game than a lot of people maybe thought going into that one. But their defense has been holding them tight, and it's been improving each and every week, and I think that back end of their defense is the strength of their group right now, and we're kind of going to be interested to see how they limit the Bisons and how the Bisons try to attack them tonight.
Tyler and Ryan, you both have direct experience on this one, but Tyler, I'm going to ask you this question. I think it's a little bit more personal for you. Historically speaking, Manitoba has they've bit the dust a bit over Calgary in their career record against them over the last 28 seasons, 14-26. However, they've won their last 3 in a row dating back to 2019. But in 2014 as well, you guys beat Calgary to win the Hardy Cup. So you know about that rivalry over the years has been very exciting. The last few seasons, the results have been a little bit different, but these two teams tend to play each other close. 46-4 last year, a dominant performance on the ground by Manitoba. But historically speaking, 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns have separated these teams. Manitoba is 3-5 in their last 10 Manitoba is 5-3 in their last 8. Calgary 3-5. And overall, one of the games that I think a lot of people remember is the playoff game against Calgary from the 2019 season, where Manitoba tied it, or they looked to win the game after scoring in the last play of the game a Hail Mary to Tristan Dice, and instead of going for the tie, they went for the win, didn't get it, but that was an absolute thriller, made ESPN's top 100 games of the year, so that was definitely a fun one to watch. These two teams definitely are historically have been in some thrillers, no doubt about that. As you look to center field, we've got a couple special elders here presenting the coin toss for Manitoba. You've got Elder Ed Azier on the far right there. In the middle, Dr. Brian Rice, a faculty member and Indigenous knowledge keeper on campus. And to the far left, there is Elder Belinda Vandenbroek, residential school survivor. The Manitoba Bisons football team over the past year has been on a reconciliation journey spearheaded by Tracy Hanslip. She's a faculty member, also the mother of quarterback Jordan Hanslip. And she kind of wanted the team, and not just her, but the team overall, head coach Brian Doby, they wanted to have a better understanding of why you wear orange and what it's all about, what Orange Shirt Day is all about, and National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. And so Elder Ed, Elder Belinda, and Dr. Brian all played a special role in this year-long reconciliation journey for the program. Starting things off with Dr. Brian Rice, who took the team on a walk around campus to show them various different indigenous elements, the history of what the province of Manitoba means, Manitowape, where the Great Spirit rested, as well as participating in 2 sweats with Elder Ed Azier, along with Belinda Vandenbroek explaining her story as a residential school survivor, and they just completed the coin toss there. So thank you to them for their work this year and helping the team to learn and grow in their Indigenous knowledge. As well, thank you to the Faculty of Kinesiology, Bison Sports, the Bison Football Booster Club, and the National Center for Truth and Reconciliation here on the University of Manitoba campus. It's all been appreciated and recognized. We're going to pause quickly for O Canada and come back here on Canada West TV. Back here at IG Field, Mike Still pleased to be joined by Ryan Carhut and Tyler Fabry for a massive game in the standings between the 1-3 Manitoba Bisons and the 0-4 Calgary Dinos, fighting for that 4th and final playoff spot. Gentlemen, a thriller as well yesterday between the Saskatchewan Huskies and the UBC Thunderbirds, an absolute offensive showcase between those two sides. Huskies coming out on top, so there's now a 3-way tie at the top of the conference standings between the Huskies, the T-Birds, and the Golden Bears, all sitting at 4-1 on the year. So this 4th and final playoff spot critical between Manitoba, Calgary, and Regina as they vie to get into the dance. And once you get there, anything can happen. You never know. Again, Tyler, you know about that directly in 2014 when the 4-4 Bisons snuck in and ran the table, making it all the way to the national semi. It is possible.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. In 14, like you said, we were 4-0 at home and 0-4 on the road. So going on the road for both playoff games there was quite a wild ride, but we were able to pull it out, get a couple of big wins against the aforementioned Calgary Dinos and the Saskatchewan Huskies. So let's see what happens here this afternoon. We got a beautiful day for football out in Manitoba as we set to kick off.
Bison set to receive.
Some people would argue with you, Mike, about the offensive showcase yesterday as we saw 3 special teams touchdowns in that UBC Saskatchewan game. Love to see it.
Yes, Ryan Carhut, a esteemed former special teams coordinator for the Bisons program. As we're underway here, this one fielded by the Bisons, it's Michael O'Shea at his own 5-yard line, looking to get to the outside. He's got a little bit of space there. Towards the far sideline, in and around the 30, pretty decent field position for Manitoba to start this game.
Yeah, field return here by Coach Ollie and the Manitoba Bisons. Nice job kind of setting it up early on. Got a couple nice key blocks. We even saw a couple safe blocks there, making sure they didn't get a penalty for any sort of block in the back. A couple guys doing flybys. Get the ball out to the 30-yard line. Good starting position for the Bisons.
Running back Braden Stubbs for Manitoba, just 2 yards away from 1,000 in his career. Last season against the Dinos, he rushed for a career-high 169 yards, and he is the lone back. And he's going to get the pitch here. Makes one man miss. Stubbs to the outside. He's going to pass the 30, and that's going to be 1,000 yards rushing in the career of Braden Stubbs. He needed 2 yards. I think he got 3 there, so just enough, and a strong start for Manitoba.
Yeah, good play here from the Dinos defense, bringing a little bit of an outside blitz from their Sam linebacker, and the Bisons decided to go with a pitch to that side. So good play for Stubbs just to get upfield, get 3 yards, set up second and manageable here.
Tackle made on the play by Everett Schmulin, the middle linebacker. Bisons in the pistol. Now Stubbs motions out. That pass is complete to Brent Adams on the far side. Makes one man miss, but he's going to be tackled there, and that's going to cause a third down. Great open field tackle there made by the Dinos.
I like it, Coach Matthew Barry of the Calgary Dinos defensive coordinator, junking it up early on, and I expect to see a lot of this from the Dinos defense today. Only having 2 actual defensive linemen on the field there, bringing in an extra linebacker and rushing 4. We're just going to bring pressure from all over the place, try to confuse this Bison front, and see if they can create some pressure that way.
Tanner Shaw making the tackle there. First year out of a transfer from the University of Alberta. Brent Adams, a Calgary native, playing against his former team here.
Bisons have a new punter today.
Nathan Udo taking over punting duties for Manitoba. First time we've seen him do that in his Bisons career. Former soccer player. That one returned good field position for the Dinos up to the 41-yard line. And that's going to be a story in this one for sure, is the punting of Udo here, something that he has not done historically for Manitoba in the past. That was previously Vinny DeRosa, who was the team's punter. So we'll see what the difference is in terms of hang time. There was a definite difference in hang time on that one. Calgary got it upfield pretty quickly. Dinos at their own 41. Manitoba coming out in a 40 front here. Single high safety is Stephen Adamopoulos. Shotgun formation for the Dinos, led by Xavier Vaillancourt at quarterback. Fakes the handoff. Got time. He's going deep. He's got a man. That's going to be caught.
Gob dang.
All the way down to the 1-yard line is Gob dang. Gets in behind Shad Kiasi.
What a great play call here for the University of Calgary Dinos right out the gate. Just a little play action pass, go route to their speedster Gob dang on the edge. Almost takes it in the end zone, ends up getting tracked down right at the 1-yard line here, setting up first and goal. What a start for the Calgary Dinos.
That's going to be a story all game long. Bison's missing starting cornerback Sebastian Reed as well as Jake Nitty-Chork. They're 2 typical starters. Shad Kiasi started last week, as well did Samuel Hezekiah. They both played well in that game against Regina. Kiasi gets beat early here, though. And Gob Dang, leading receiver for the Dinos this year. He's got 281 yards. That's 6th in Canada West this year, averaging 70 yards a game and 3 touchdowns.
Some miscommunication here by the Bisons. They unfortunately have to burn a timeout just 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the game.
Let's go back to that deep passing play there. Kiasi beat by Gob Dang. Carha, what did you see on that one in single coverage?
Yeah, I kind of thought maybe they'd rotate some coverage or some help over to Gob Dang, knowing that the Calgary Dinos like to take shots deep downfield with them and like to attack defenses with it. Unfortunately, no help there, and he just won the one-on-one battle, and a great ball there by Vaillancourt to get the ball out to him.
Dinos have used 2 quarterbacks this year. They started with Dom Britton as their lead man on the Okanagan Sun. Trains with Rob Williams, Sport Core Performance. And Vaillancourt also in the lineup for them. Britton's going to take this one in the short yardage formation. Vaillancourt out of Cochrane in Alberta. Very successful quarterback there. Won a championship with that program. 6'4", great size on him. Been with the program since 2020. But it is Britton under center here. He's going to hand it off. And that's a touchdown for the Calgary Dinos. Strong start. Evan Smith, first year on a Calgary, Alberta, gets that one.
Yeah, the Notre Dame product just powers his way into the end zone.
Listed as the 4th running back on the roster for the Dinos.
Great start if you're the road team. Any road team in Can West, you go into someone else's building, you get 2 and out on defense to start the game, a good punt return set up, good field position, and then attack aggressively like that on offense and score the first points. That's a huge, huge win for the Dinos on the road.
Likely going to see a lot of Gob Dang in this game for the Calgary Dinos. 14 receptions on the year, 281 yards, as we mentioned earlier. He and Matt Sibley doing a lot of the work in the passing game for the Dinos, combining for 33 receptions on the year and over 450 yards. And you saw the cannon of the arm there on Vaillancourt. He's definitely got there's a lot of really promising young quarterbacks coming in through U Sports right now. We saw Owen Sieben with the Regina Rams. We got Vaillancourt here, obviously Don Britton as well, first year coming out of the Okanagan Sun program. Of course, Jackson Tuchinski, previously started due to injury, but first full year as the bona fide starter. So a lot of young, promising pivots making their presence felt in the Canada West Conference in 2023 as this kickoff fielded here by Tyson Oregard, the first year on a GW Graham.
Good return there. Just gets north-south real quick. Had some decent blocking set up on that side. Calgary electing to kick from the right hash all the way to the deep left. Bit of a tougher kick, but they had their coverage set up that way. But nice job by Manitoba, getting upfield, getting a helmet on a helmet, and getting the ball back across the 30-yard line. Good starting position here on the 33-yard line.
Tuchinski in the pistol. Von Lloyd is the single back. 3 receivers to the strong side. Bit of a timing issue here for Manitoba. Fake the handoff to Von Lloyd. Now it's Deshaun Lejour with the reception. Flag on the play down by the far side. Might be an offside on the Bisons there as their cadence was a little bit off.
I think it might have got the Calgary D-line to actually jump there.
That's why you're a coach and I'm
Jackson
not.
Tuchinski, I don't know if they keep this stat, but he might have the most offsides in the conference this year. He consistently uses his voice as a weapon and does a great job hard counting defenses to give his team an advantage.
Yeah, we've talked about that before for sure. He does a great job of that. And you're right. I mean, it's not a stat that gets tracked, but I can count for sure at least 8-9 times that he's been able to get offsides called in the favor of Manitoba. As he rolls out to his right here, facing pressure, finds Brent Adams, collects that one near the 50-yard line. Second grab of the game for the former Calgary Colt.
Yeah, great play here from the Bisons offense. Seeing a lot of the same stuff we saw last week out of the Bisons, moving the pocket for Jackson, getting him on the roll a little bit. BA just did a good job sitting down the zone, was able to get 8 yards, set up a second and short here for the Bisons.
It's been a great season so far for Brent Adams, leading the team with 249 yards coming into this game, as well as 2 touchdowns, averaging 62 yards a game. Jet sweep here to A.K. Gassama. He makes one-man miss. Tackled there is holding on to make the play was Gideon Ajayi.
Yeah, great contain there by Ajayi to be able to just keep A.K. Kasama inside. That guy is very, very fast, especially coming outside on that jet sweep action. Good job by the Dinos defense, but AK did enough to move the chains for the Bisons.
Yeah, Gassama's averaging 11 yards a carry on that jet sweep. He's done it 6 times and gets a first down nearly every time he possesses the ball. Quick pass here to Gassama. Tries to get away, but once again, Ajayi is right there as he evaded the intended block of Brent Adams and made the play. If he wasn't able to do that, who knows where Gassama could have gone, possibly for 6 with his speed, but instead it's a second and long for the Bisons.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of different looks out of the Calgary Dinos defense, as Ryan alluded to earlier. Defensive coordinator Matt Barry's been there for a while. We're getting some different looks up front, different coverage sets. Bisons are trying to just figure that out early, moving the ball a little bit, setting up second and medium.
Dinos playing to their strengths. Free play here for Manitoba as Calgary jumped offside. He's going to put it up for O'Shea. Great positioning on that ball. Great placement from Tuchinski, but O'Shea just unable to come down with it. However, the Dinos will get called for an offside here.
Yeah, back-to-back, almost essentially back-to-back plays. Jackson once again goes with that hard count, draws the defensive line offside, gets a free play, takes that shot to Mike O'Shea. Like Mike said, very, very good ball placement. Unfortunately, falls incomplete.
We're already seeing as JP Chorney gives the call here offside. I have to say it once again, the best mustache in U Sports. Friend of the broadcast, JP Chorney. I hope he hears this one. You do a great job, and I appreciate you. 2nd and 2 for the Bisons here following that penalty. Pistol formation once again. Motioning was Noah Anderson. The handoff goes to Braden Stubbs. He breaks away from one man. He breaks away from a second. Braden Stubbs still on his feet. All the way down to the Calgary 24-yard line.
Well, I think, Mike, they might have heard you in the pregame broadcast talking about how the Bisons ran all over Calgary. This is twice now on 2nd and short that we've seen Calgary go with no safety and load up the box to try to stop the anticipated run. Bisons, though, gashing him on the outside on that one. Braden Stubbs with a great run.
Well known for his stiff arm, and he showed it there, evading one Calgary defender. Bisons in the shotgun, Von Lloyd, the single back, 4 receivers to the strong side. They kick out Victor Olanaran there on the pole, looking to get a little bit of space for Lloyd, but a short gain there.
Yeah, just a little bit of a tackle power play, as Mike alluded to there. Victor coming around the corner. Von Lloyd does a good job just getting his head down, getting vertical. But Calgary did a good job defensively there, staying in their gap, staying sound. Able to limit it to a 4-yard run, setting up 2nd and 6 here for the Bisons as they enter the red zone.
Empty backfield for Tuchinski.
There's that 2 D lineman look again, Ryan.
Rolling to his right is Tuchinski. He's got space. He's going to take it himself. Beats one man with a spin move. And once again, Tuchinski decides not to slide, takes the contact on directly. He is fearless, and I know the coaches want him to slide more when he has the chance, especially when factoring in a dislocated shoulder from a few weeks ago. It's that shoulder that he used to field in the contact. But Tuchinski's a gamer. And, you know, in talking to him after the game, and asking him how he recovered from a dislocated shoulder in 1 week, he was pretty nonchalant about it. The guy does his work, and that includes the rehab. Handoff here is to Von Lloyd, looking to get to the outside. He breaks away from one defender, but can't break away from the second. And once again, it's Ajayi making a great open field tackle, his 3rd of the game.
I like this play by the Bisons. They call it a wrong way run, where the offensive line is showing run to the left, but the running back goes to the right. Quarterback can read it and either pull it and run the run play, or he can give it to Von Lloyd, who's going opposite the direction of everybody else, opposite of the flow. Nice little play to kind of break tendency a little bit and try to catch the defense sleeping.
This drive for Manitoba currently lasting for 4 minutes. Von Lloyd, the single back. Now he motions to the outside. He's got it on the swing pass, looking to beat one man. He's down at the 1-yard line, just short of a major, and you can see the frustration from Lloyd. He thought he was in, but just short of a touchdown.
Once again, the Calgary Dinos secondary displaying fantastic tackling, keeping Von Lloyd out of the end zone as he was driving to get in there on that quick little check down swing pass from Jackson, setting up a 3rd down opportunity here as we expect the Bisons offense to stay on the field and take their shot on 3rd and 1.
Ben Dobson was the player that came in to make that touchdown saving tackle for the Dinos.
Going to spread the defense out here on 3rd down, not go to that traditional look.
Tuchinski under center with 3 players to the strong side. Stubbs is in the backfield with Anderson. Tuchinski is going to it looks like from here he's in. We'll wait for the call. Yeah. It's a touchdown. Manitoba, Jackson Tuchinski.
What a drive, what an answer for that Bisons offense after giving up that big play on defense. Jackson Tuchinski comes out, pretty much just walks the ball downfield against this Calgary defense, takes what they give him. Ends up capitalizing with a 1-yard touchdown plunge, as Jackson is so accustomed to doing for this Bisons offense.
Nathan Tights wrapped up Tuchinski, but the lower body strength, the power of Tuchinski too much there, and he's able to get in. Convert here from Maya Turner will tie the football game. Last week, Maya Turner made U Sports history, becoming the first female to play in a U Sports regular season football game and score points in a U Sports regular season football game. 2 field goals for her. both from 21 yards out, including the game winner in double overtime for the Bisons, and she'll be the primary kicker the rest of the way for the Herd. And we talked earlier, Nathan Udo will take the punting duties as Vinny DeRosa is no longer with the program.
Yeah, Maya showing that she's got a little bit of the clutch gene in her last week, having the ability to hit those 2 big-time field goals, including the one that you said, Mike, in double overtime to propel the Bisons to victory. Hitting the ball well, doing a great job for the Bisons, and so far remains perfect in her early in her Bison career.
4th convert in Turner's career.
She's also going to do the kickoffs for the Bisons.
Now, this is going to be interesting because it's going to be the first time we see Turner in a game going downfield, looking to make a tackle at some point, potentially. So that'll be different for her compared to just having the field goal and convert situations as she tees it up here from the 45. Solid kick.
Inside the 10, and the Bison faithful lets her hear it.
Pereira.
Returned by Deacon Taylor Young. He's been the Dinos returner for a few years now on a New West. Played as a first year as a true freshman and has been an integral part of this Dinos team ever since.
This Bison kickoff team is a violent one. We talked about it last week, and right there we saw Pereira fly down the field and just unload on the wedge for the Calgary Dinos.
There's definitely some physical. I mean, you're playing on special teams, especially kickoff. You got to be physical down there, but you got Nick Pereira as well as Gavin Perkins, 2 specific players that like to lay the leather down for the Bisons on that unit. First down here, it's a handoff for the Dinos, and that's going to get a solid first down gain up near just past the 30.
Yeah, good little, just straightforward inside zone play here from the Calgary Dinos. Good job by the running back Clark to just read the blocks from his offensive line, push that upfield, and get a really good gain on first down. Calgary's offense here coming out on their second drive, doing a good job moving the ball on first down.
Matthew Clark, second year back out of Brantford, Ontario. Dinos with 4 backs in this game. We'll probably see multiple running backs just like Manitoba, and a lot of the teams in this conference roll with multiple backs throughout the game. Vinecourt fakes the handoff here. And it looked like that one was incomplete. Looking for the final call here. The refs are deliberating. Get a replay here. Great angle. That looked like, from this angle at least, it looked like it hit the ground. But they're calling it a first down. Interesting. Great concentration there.
And a big play for the Dinos. Keep this drive moving, keep the ball in possession, get a fresh set of downs, and get across their 40-yard line here and start working themselves toward Bison territory.
Simi Oyasoro now coming into the game for the Dinos in the backfield in that shotgun formation with Vinecourt. He's going to fake the handoff here, stretch out that Manitoba defense. A lot of space to the outside. Good close by Marcus Bakru there to make the tackle, but once again, right up near the sticks, and it's Oyasoro.
Yeah, great play calling here. Continued in this first quarter from Calgary Dinos offensive coordinator Jabari Arthur. Just letting Vinecourt settle down a little bit, letting the offense kind of come into a bit of a rhythm. Not doing anything too crazy. They did take that shot early, but since then they've just been kind of checking it down, taking what the Bison's defense gives them, and they're doing a really good job moving the chains, staying ahead of the ball on first down.
Excuse me, it's Dom Britton in at quarterback for the Dinos. Perfect so far on the day. There's another solid gain on first down there. It's Nick Sua this time taking it for around 5. And mentioned earlier, Britton trains with Rob Williams from SportCore Performance, and Williams mentors a lot of quarterbacks at all levels, NFL quarterbacks, CFL quarterbacks, U Sports quarterbacks, high school quarterbacks. Des Catelier, Calgary native, trained with Williams for a number of years. Jackson Tuchinski's also trained with Williams. He really improved Jackson's throwing mechanics when he came into the program. His arm strength was definitely one of the things that he needed to improve on, and accuracy, and Williams really helped him to become more of a rotary quarterback. He's done that for Britton as well, as that pass goes incomplete on 2nd and 5, setting up a third down for the Dinos. First incompletion of the day for Britton, 87 yards so far.
Yeah, just looked like a little bit of a miscommunication with the timing out from Britton and his receiver there. Just weren't on the same page. Britton got rid of the ball a little too soon. Receiver wasn't quite ready for it. Ending the very promising Calgary Dinos drive, but setting up a punt. Potentially fake punt territory here, being in and around midfield, but we'll have to see what plays out here.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, this is usually the time.
2 returners back from Manitoba. It's Tyson Beauregard and Mike O'Shea. And one of the best specialists in the conference, Chris McLean, gets that boot off, fielded by Beauregard.
Yeah, McLean enjoying a great season so far, just booming the ball for the Dinos all year long.
He's been doing that his whole career. Definitely, I mean, despite some struggles for the Dinos record-wise, McLean has been an absolute standout for this program. And for sure, alongside David Soley, one of the best kickers in U Sports over the last number of seasons. Bisons start at their own 15. Great shot there of Jackson Tuchinski. Single back is Noah Anderson, motioning into the shotgun now out of the backfield. Another jet sweep here to Gassama. Makes one man miss. Solid gain on first down, 5 or 6. Taken down by Deacon Taylor Young.
So a little bit of a different look here from the Bisons. Yeah, AK Kasama once again on that jet sweep. This time it was a traditional handoff. On that last series, it was a little bit of a pop pass coming against the grain on a motion. So they're just trying to get their ball into their playmakers' hands early here, and something you like to see.
Anderson once again the single back. Stays in the backfield on this one. Tuchinski, a little bit of room here. He's going to try and get to the first down marker, and he does. Jackson Tuchinski using his legs once again to create offense for the Bisons.
It is something he is very good at. He is a dual sport athlete for a reason. Jackson does a good job. If he doesn't see what he likes downfield, can check down to his feet, knows that his feet are reliable, knows that he has the speed and the skills to get away from guys. But as Mike has said, we'd like to see him slide a little bit more often.
Tuchinski also a point guard on the basketball team. Multi-sport athlete, the rare multi-sport athlete at the U Sports level. Fakes the handoff here to Anderson, tries to get away, but multiple Dinos in there to shorten that to a gain of 1. Ben Dobson among the cavalry for Calgary.
Yeah, Ben Dobson got a good hit on Jackson on that play, coming in and just lowered the boom on him.
Tuchinski 6 of 6 for 35 yards to start this game. He also has 19 yards on the ground and that touchdown. 3rd rushing touchdown of the year for Tuchinski, 4 through the air. And that pass nearly intercepted as Tuchinski didn't get a lot of mustard on that throw, and the closest player was Ajayi. Bison's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
Yeah, look there. Jackson was trying to fit that ball into a really, really, really tight window. Field side out route from AK Kasama. Just didn't have enough arm to get there, resulting in a 3rd down opportunity here. The Bisons bringing out the punting team.
And once again, it is Nathan Udo, starting receiver for Manitoba, now the punter for the Bisons. Soccer background for him. Prior to playing football, he was a soccer player. Him and his brother. Flags all over the place here as somebody jumped.
As you would expect, each team pointing at each other saying it's their fault.
Be interesting to see what they call here. Calgary kind of had a bit of movement up on the line. Nick Thomas claiming he reacted to the movement. We'll see how the refs sort this one out.
It's on Calgary, so that'll bring it up 5.
Yeah, good little 5th-year veteran move there from Nick Thomas. Saw the movement on the defensive front for Calgary and reacted accordingly, drawing the flag, giving his punter 5 extra yards of field position.
We've seen the Bisons do a fake punt once this year. It was to Braden Stubbs. Unfortunately, he fumbled the ball on that particular play, and it was recovered by the UBC Thunderbirds. Solid snap by the true freshman Jake Denica, and a good punt there by Udo. That one all the way back to the Calgary 30, where the Bisons return team gets there. Gain of about 9.
Simply on the return there, does a nice job fighting the sun, trying to track that ball down, catching it. Kind of a bit of a line drive from Udo there on the punt. Gets it, tries to get upfield, north and south as quick as he can, but the Bison coverage team solid on that one. Get downfield and swallow him up.
Sibley, one of a few different Okanagan Sun alum on the Dinos roster. Already talked about Dom Britton, former QB1 for the Sun, and some connections here with the Bisons as he's a former teammate of Michael O'Shea and Noah Bymack, both members of that national championship Okanagan Sun roster from last season. Handoff here on first down. Short gain, that one's stuffed by the Bisons.
Yeah, Calgary coming out in a double tight end look here, just trying to establish a little bit more of a physical game. The Bisons ended up substituting Marcus Baku for Nick Pereira on their side of the ball, inside zone, a couple yards. And now Calgary will come back out and more than likely that traditional 5-hour set, but we do have an injured player for the Calgary Dinos.
Cole Barron made the tackle there for Calgary, or excuse me, for Manitoba. While we have a second here, fellas, just kind of do the Canada West roundup here of games that went on previously. Yesterday, Friday's games, UBC and Saskatchewan in an absolute barn burner. Both teams showcasing that offense. The UBC T-Birds, arguably, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they have the deepest and probably fastest receiving core in the country, if you look all across the board.
Yeah, that team is very deep at receiver, very, very deep at all their skill positions. Garrett Rooker's doing a really good job at leading that offense alongside Derek Engel. They did a really good job in that game. It was back and forth, and as Ryan alluded to early, 3 special teams touchdowns, a fake field goal touchdown, a punt return touchdown, and a kickoff return touchdown. So if you like special teams, it's something you'll love to see.
We do. We all love special teams. It was interesting, though, in that game, like, I think a lot of people were expecting UBC to go in there and win it. They've been playing some really, really good football as of late. Saskatchewan seems to be up and down a little bit with their consistency. They've been struggling here and there on offense. They struggled last week at Calgary on offense. Kind of expected UBC to go in there and make some noise and make a big statement for themselves in that game. But Saskatchewan, well coached by head coach Coach Flory, were able to hold on and persevere in that game and pull off the big win at home, which is going to have massive implications, you'd think, for the playoffs.
Carson Prosey was the injured Dino. Back up, slot back, helped off the field there. 2nd down and 7 for the Dinos. Britton has a man, but he stumbled a bit. He was looking for Gob Dang there, and that one's incomplete. Kiasi was in coverage.
Yeah, good timing. Like you said, Mike, Gob Dang did just slip, but it was there. Britton had the ball out of his hands in time on that timing out, but when you fall down at receiver, it's tough to get up and make that play.
Third and 7 for the Dinos. As the sun starts to peek out here at IG Field, overcast, but humid day as well. So the weather has kind of been a bit deceiving as Calgary motions out Tanner Shaw. Bit of an end-over-end punt here by McLean, fielded with lots of room here for Von Lloyd. He makes one man miss, still on his feet, up past the 50-yard line where he is decked. But Manitoba with good field position as they start their next drive.
Yeah, bad punt set up, bad punt coverage, unfortunately. And McLean, who we talked about earlier in the broadcast, has been playing so well this season. Kind of flubs this punt off the side of his foot, sets up a great opportunity for Von Lloyd to get on that ball quickly and get up the field and make something big happen for his team, which he does, and gives him great field position almost at midfield.
Tuchinski in the pistol. It's Shakur Harris as the single back for Manitoba. He's going to take this ball. He's got space. And that's going to be up near the first down marker, just short of a first down for Manitoba. Shaq Harris, former Saskatchewan Husky. His best game as a Husky actually came against Manitoba in 2018. Former member of the Oak Park Raiders, where Tyler Fabry is currently a coach. And offensive coordinator Vaughn Mitchell is a big fan of Shaq Harris. Really wanted to find a way to get him involved in this offense, and that's his longest gain as a Bison.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have Jackson under center on the quarterback sneak situation here again. See if he takes it around the edge or just go straight upfield. Oh, he drew his own offensive lineman off there. The hard count has failed him for, I believe, the first time all season drawing the procedure penalty there.
Unfortunate, because as you see Jackson galloping down the field, he liked what he saw of that Calgary defense. had it set up pretty good. Rowe makes a nice block on the edge. He was freed up to get to the outside, but unfortunately Victor Olarainen with the jump on the right-hand side.
Yeah, we've seen Jackson take that QB sneak for serious yardage, 30-yarder against Regina last week. Multiple situations where the Rams were set up in a bit of an odd formation at the line, and Tuchinski took advantage of it and got to the edge. Set up a touchdown on that 30-yarder. 2nd and 6 for Manitoba here, just past midfield. Harris is the single back. Tuchinski feels the pressure. He's going to try and get away here, but he fumbles the football. It's on the deck. See who has it.
Calgary's got
Should be
it.
the Dinos, and it is Calgary football. Tuchinski loses that one.
Great play by Dobson coming downhill there, kind of being the force player on the play, gets down, gets onto Jackson. Jackson's got to put that ball away at that point, still holding it out there, trying to get a throwaway at the last second. Dobson able to knock it free. Big turnover for the Dinos at the end of the first.
And Tuchinski had Deshaun Lejeune open on that play on the out route, but chose not to go there, wanted to take it himself, and unfortunately comes up with the turnover there. Is great play by Dobson for Calgary. Dinos are set up with great field position here to start the second. Just going over some quick stats. In the first, Don Britton 3 of 5 for 87 yards. Biggest play, of course, was that 68-yard reception to Gob Dang to start this game. Jackson Tuchinski 6 of 7 for 35 yards. He also has 30 yards rushing in this game to lead all players on 5 carries. Braden Stubbs goes over 1,000 yards rushing in his career, needed just 2 yards for that feat. He's got 2 carries for 26 yards in this game. Brent Adams leading all Bisons with 2 receptions for 13 yards. Dobson with that forced fumble, 2.5 tackles for him on the day so far.
And just a quick injury update. Porsche's getting his right knee examined on the table in front of us here by the University of Calgary Dinos athletic therapist. If he does come off the table, we will see what happens if he's going to come back into this game. But right now, he has continued to get looked at since he has come off the field with that right knee injury.
Regina also played against Alberta this past week. Golden Bears improving their record to 4-1. It's been the Matthew Peterson show. He's a front runner for the Heck Crichton right now. He's just absolutely chunking yardage like nobody's business this year, averaging over 150 yards a game. I believe he only had 11 carries yesterday, but boy, did he take advantage of his reps in there.
He's becoming really good at just taking things for 50-plus yards to the house. Helps the average for sure.
The Alberta Golden Bears, you could say, are the surprise of Can West. No one really, the coaches poll at the beginning of the year didn't even have them making the playoffs, I don't believe. I think they had them as one of the bottom 2 teams. But they've been doing a great job offensively, balancing their run with their passing game, and have done a great job as well defensively, being one of the conference's top defenses, really stifling teams and able to jump out to that 4-1 record.
AJ Gass, an aggressive defensive coordinator, and Alberta has really capitalized on some of those blitz packages, and overall just a ferocious team on that defensive side of the ball. As we get back to action here, Dinos at their own 46 following the turnover. Britton looking long here. He's got Dang. That one incomplete. No flags on the play as it kind of hung up there for a second, and it gave Nick Conway the opportunity to move down from his boundary half spot to give a little bit of support there to Shad Kiasi.
Yeah, just a really, really long developing play here for the Calgary Dinos offense, but they wanted to take that shot again to Gob Dang, but as Mike said, good coverage on the back end from the veteran in Conway for the Bisons.
That's the 15th career pass breakup for Nick Conway as he continues to rise up the Bisons' all-time record book in that particular statistic. Britton rolling to his right here. Single coverage, and that one knocked away by Jared Alcaraz. One-on-one there. He's looking for Zach Smith was Britton, but Alcaraz says no thank you.
Yeah, great coverage here by Alcaraz. Was step. I cannot speak today with his receiver for the Dinos. A little bit of a half roll there. Look out of the Calgary Dinos offense. Good job by Alcaraz to break that pass up.
I like the play call. I like rolling the quarterback to the right, getting the corner route out there. Zach Smith had a step on his defender. Looked like he might have lost it a little bit in the sun there as he's trying to calculate and draw it in, but wasn't able to get there.
McLean back to punt. This one gets it away. Once again, it's fielded by Lloyd. He makes one man miss. Finds a little bit of space, still on his feet, nearly up to the 35-yard line. Lloyd definitely upping those averages as a returner in this game. Last punt from McLean, not his best, and Lloyd was able to take advantage.
Lloyd playing the field side return there. I know this is talking a little bit too much special teams, but field side returner, if the field side returner catches the ball from the opposite hash, you got to return it to the field side. Vaughn, if he would have went to the left, would have had a lot more real estate, instead came back across against the grain to the right there.
Tuchinski in the pistol. Fakes the handoff here. He's going to go long, looking for a man. He's got him. Brent Adams, big play. BA all the way into the Calgary red zone, plus a horse collar, and Manitoba is going to be set up near the goal line.
Great ball here from Jackson Tuchinski. Off the play action, drops a dime in for Brent Adams. As you can see on the replay there, a little bit of a horse collar at the end. Chalk on an extra 15 yards, setting up the Bisons immediately into the red zone here.
Adams always fired up to play against Calgary. That's his hometown team, and he feels like in high school, he didn't get the looks he was maybe wanting, and had to go and do the junior route first, and paid his dues. Played for the Calgary Colts, had a great career there. He had some injury troubles, but when he was in the lineup, he was lethal, and definitely fired up to play against the Dinos. Feels like maybe they missed out on a chance to bring him in, and he's been spectacular for Manitoba, not just this year, but overall.
Speaking of former Colts and junior players in general, Tyson Rosas and Ryder Klazowski both check in for the Bisons as 6th and 7th O-linemen as they bring in some big beef here. Tyshawn playing in the fullback position, Ryder at the tight end spot.
Tuchinski under center, motions Braden Smith to the left, Rosas to the right. Handoff here is to Braden Stubbs, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Manitoba.
Great drive here out of the Bisons. Just one shot play and then followed up with a nice little inside or a little power play with the big boys up front, as Ryan alluded to. Great job by Braden just following his blocks up front, walking into the end zone, standing up.
Yeah, Bison just overwhelmed him at the point of attack and just bullied him into the end zone across the goal line there. A little bit too easy there for Braden Stubbs. He wasn't really challenged at all in that run. But we got a great game brewing here now as we start the second quarter, minute and a half in.
First touchdown of the season for Braden Stubbs.
That's hard to believe.
Sure is. Jackson Tuchinski's been doing the heavy lifting when it comes to getting into the end zone, at least in the run game for the Bisons early on, as Maya Turner nails that convert. As you mentioned, Carl, we're in for a thriller here. Both of these offenses have really shown, a desire to go deep and stretch the defense, but also supplementing some positive yardage in the run game.
And both teams kind of back up against it a little bit here. Bisons with one win. Calgary Dinos still trying to get off the schneid and get their first win of the season. Both teams, this is a big game for playoff implications. Both of them trying to secure that fourth and final playoff spot like you alluded to, Mike. And I think we're going to see, as the game progresses, we might see a little bit more aggressiveness, whether that means going for it on third down, maybe some special team stuff happening, some fakes, maybe some trick plays on specials. But I think we're going to see both teams kind of start playing a little bit more desperate football as this game continues to unfold.
This is the first of 2 meetings for these teams over the next 4 weeks as well, which could also have massive implications on the playoffs.
Maya Turner with another great kick outside the numbers to the left side of the Bisons, right side for the Dinos. The cover team, again, get downfield and swallowing them up before the Dinos can reach their own 25-yard line. And that's kind of always the barometer that you have as a special teams coach. You try to get them to start inside their own 30-yard line. If you can do that, that's always a great success. It's a long field from there to get all the way back down across to your side of the field or to your end zone. So it's kind of always the barometer, and the Bison's doing a great job on both kickoffs so far, limiting the Dinos' return and swallowing them up before they can get to the 30.
Britton sets up here at the Dinos 24. Shotgun formation with 2 backs. Handoff here to the short side. Tristan Francis plugs up the hole quickly there. Short gain for Calgary.
Yeah, as we see the tail end of the replay here, as Mike alluded to, Tristan Francis does a good job just wrapping up the Dinos running back after a short gain on first down, setting up second and medium here.
T. Jelly, they call him, number 90. He's going to be a teacher when he's done his football career. This will be his last season with the Bisons, as he's already doing his practicum here. He wants to be a teacher because he feels like there needs to be a little bit more a representation of black teachers in the classroom, and he wants to have the opportunity to be a part of that. Very interesting stuff there as Britton feels a little bit of pressure from Colin Cornelson. Gets away, and that ball out of bounds there as the coverage in the secondary locked in there for Manitoba.
Cornelson was very, very, very close. Mackie McLeod was very close to getting a sack there for the Bisons on the inside rush. Cornelson does a good job riding Britton out to the sidelines, forcing him into an incomplete pass, setting up a 2-and-out, getting the ball back into Jackson Tuchinski's hands.
This time Manitoba brings down Oregon and O'Shea. Lloyd not back as one of the Bison's returners in this particular occasion. McLean set to punt, averaging 45 yards per boot this year. And that one, another low one, nearly blocked by Manitoba. Takes a Dinos bounce, however. O'Shea down by the 29. He'll get a no yards penalty. He looks to get the edge. Now he cuts back, and great job there by the Dinos to snuff that one out for basically no gain. Tracking that was Tanner Shaw.
Now with all these balls coming out on a lower trajectory, Ryan, you go after one of these punts potentially if you're Sean Oleszewicz and the Bison's special teams coordinator?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they kind of almost did there, as you saw Gavin Perkins come flying through, trying to get up and get his hand in the way. You don't have to send the house or anything, but you got to get some pressure there and get them to get to that front wall and even just jump, because it's clearly these punts aren't clearing them by a lot of space there. So I think by getting your hand up there, you're giving yourself an opportunity to try to make a big play where you could flip the field right over on its head.
Manitoba Bison's offense is going to come back out on the field here, including big play BA, Brent Adams, who already has in this game 72 yards receiving on 3 catches. It's the 8th time in 12 career U Sports football games that Brent Adams has over 70 yards receiving in a contest.
That's a pretty impressive stat, considering how much the Bisons love to spread the ball around to all their weapons. That is some great consistency.
102 yards is the career high for Adams. He did that in his first ever U Sports game against Regina. 6 grabs in that particular game.
Interesting formation here from the Bison's offense.
Manitoba has a couple players on both sides swinging it out on a screen here to Gassama, but he loses the football. It's on the turf, and it looks like Calgary's got that one, and that was a bit of a rough play from start to finish for Manitoba. It was a low throw to begin with. Then there was very limited blocking for Gassam. He tried to get a bit there, but he lost the football. And Mark Rajos is also limping off the field for the Bison's starting center. So not what you're looking for if you're the Bison's offense there.
Looks like Grand Park Pirate Mushenza coming flying across there, getting his helmet right on the ball and popping that thing out on AK Gassama, getting the ball on the turf, and a huge play here for the Calgary Dinos as they take possession inside the 40-yard line.
Mushenza, as you mentioned, Ryan, Grand Park Pirate here, local player, started his university career with the Saskatchewan Huskies. Been a starter now here for the Dinos for a few seasons as a first down carry. Short gain there as Cornelson lunged for that football to try to pull it out. Clark is the running back on that one. Jack Schaefer lunging for that one, and Kiasi eventually comes up with the tackle.
Yeah, Jack Schaefer just does enough to spin the Calgary Dinos running back around, slow him down, allow his teammates to come up and rally to make a tackle after only a gain of 3 yards.
Dinos in the pistol here. Britton looking to the short side there. That one incomplete. Nick Conway in coverage. Intended target on that one was Dante Carbone.
2 straight 2-and-outs here by the Dinos. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more creativity out of their play call, kind of try to get their quarterback back into rhythm. Started the game in great rhythm, has kind of fallen out of sync with his receivers. I'd like to see somewhere a little bit more creative, trying to figure out different ways to get the ball in the playmakers' hands and get some easy completions for him, trying to get back on track. We'll get our first look at Triambari as well, coming on to kick a field goal for the Dinos.
Triambari, one of the most highly touted kickers in his class, coming out a few years ago, the third year, but that one doesn't make it as Manitoba fields the ball. Well, for a minute they field the ball as O'Shea had trouble holding on to it. Now he gets it up to the 20. And that's 2 separate drives here now for the Dinos where they have been unable to capitalize on a turnover from their defense.
Yeah, the operations look to be off there. Snap was low and late, and then the holder did his best to try to get the ball back up on the tee in time. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to do so and resulted in that bad kick for the Dinos, but I'll let Ryan continue to speak on that as I'm not the special teams expert.
Yeah, as you talked about, Pinner struggled to get the ball up and onto the tee just in time, broke up Triambari's rhythm there, and unfortunately when that happens, you're not going to get a lot on the kick. Unfortunate for O'Shea to bobble that, though. He's one of the best missed field goal returners in the conference. I'd like to see him get a chance to grab that one cleanly.
Tuchinski fakes the handoff. He's got A.K. Gassama open here, looking to make a man miss. Gains about 6 yards there. Dinos have done a pretty good job in this game of limiting Gassama, one of the fastest players in U Sports, trains with the track team as well in the offseason and does a lot of work with strength and conditioning coach Cole Scheller. He's been involved with that program ever since he was in high school when the Bisons had a junior Bisons football program and introduced many players to the U Sports level prior to graduating from high school. Gassama, one of the first. He was a part of that original class. Gotten to know Cole Scheller quite well. Second down handoff here is to Braden Stubbs. He's trying to get to the 31. It's going to be close. Going to depend on the spot here.
Yeah, running in behind Ryder Klazowski, who has stepped into the game as Sean Rowe is out. We bumped Gio Vaccaro back out to tackle. Ryder's jumped into guard. They decided to run the ball in behind him, and it is going to result in a first down. Good job by Braden Stubbs to just follow the blocks up front.
Sean Rowe, the true freshman. I don't know if the Bisons have ever had a starting left tackle as a true freshman. Very rare to see. He's been dealing with a bit of a finger injury, which occurred in the preseason against Regina, but he's been a huge part of that offensive line. We'll keep you updated there.
And you got the veteran in Ryder Klazowski to come in, and it definitely helps with that chemistry.
Here's a handoff to Vaughn Lloyd, trying to break away, but Dinos pursue him well there, and he's going to lose a couple.
Yeah, Mike, back to your talking about with Sean Rowe. I don't remember ever once in the Brian Dobie era a true high school freshman offensive tackle coming in at 18 years old and starting. Brian Dobie, I mean, it's been no secret before. He loves junior players, especially at the line of scrimmage. What Sean Rowe's been able to do is just unbelievable.
Soccer background for Rowe. He didn't play football till grade 9 at Dakota Collegiate. He has a family, his family lineage is rooted in football. As second down handoff there, taken once again by Lloyd, but Dino stuffed that one, and it's going to be third down for the Bisons.
Yeah, just a little draw play there on second and long, trying to get some of the yards back after that loss on first down. Ended up only getting about 4, setting up 3rd and 11 in a punting situation here for the Bisons.
Rowe is one of 3 true freshmen for Manitoba that are in the lineup. Jake Denica is the team's starting long snapper on a Grant Park. And, of course, Tyson Oregard, returner for this program, and he also gets into the game as a receiver.
Do they have
the Bisons
people
don't
on
have the right
scrimmage?
formation here.
Yeah.
They're missing their wide receiver on the line here, so no end is going to be the call against the Bisons.
Not a great punt either.
And no yards.
And still on his feet, getting to the outside, and this is going to result in the Dinos starting on the Bison side of midfield.
Another late flag on the other side of the field.
Return there by Matt Sibley.
I wouldn't expect the Dinos to accept the no end penalty, and we'll just probably take the return plus the 15-yard no yards penalty. We'll have to see what that last flag is about as the refs huddle up and discuss it here.
Another great look at the iconic mustache of J.P. Chorney. I promise this is the last time we'll talk about it.
It's iconic, though. There'll be a 5-yard no yards because that one was off the ground.
Right.
But we'll see what the other penalty was. You are against the Bisons as well. So this one is going to be great field position for the Dinos. Basically going to get them back to where they were after that fumble recovery on A.K. Kazama's fumble earlier.
Just as the refs line up the football here, just another injury update. Porchy looks to be done for the day as his leg is wrapped up with some ice and he is on crutches on the sidelines for the Calgary Dinos.
Well, I stand corrected. They're going to give him the 15-yard no yards penalty, claiming that they had no intent of getting back out of the 5-yard halo, which is usually when you get the 5-yard variety. Usually when it's on the ground, gives the players time to intent to get back out. Bisons did not show any intent to get back out, so they get the 15 plus the 15 for the UR.
There's only about a 7-yard difference in field position after that punt and all the penalties turn around here.
Not great for Udo's net.
Nope.
Britton from the 39 of Manitoba.
Take a shot to Dang right here. You got a huge swing on a play.
Rolling to the other side is Britton, and a great play there by Marcus Bakaru, the strong side linebacker, the 5th year. Extends there to break that one up.
This is a play we're seeing more and more throughout the CFL. It's now trickling down into U Sports. It's a little bit of a sit-down route from an inside receiver as the quarterback rolls out, but great job by Marcus Bakaru reading that and getting a great break on the football, ended up getting the PBU.
2nd year as the starting strong side linebacker. Bakaru put on a lot of muscle last year to prepare to play that more physical spot. Also very important to Manitoba special teams units as Britton here looking for a screen pass. That one is caught, but not going very far as Nick Thomas lays the leather. Weak side linebacker draft pick of the Saskatchewan Roughriders causes a 3rd down here.
I like it. Good play call. Trying to get a nice, easy completion for your quarterback. Try to get some positive momentum. Get the ball in the playmaker's hands. See if you can't create a 1st down. And if not, you're still in field goal range.
Nick Sua fielded that screen pass. And Dom Britton, after starting this game 3 for 3, now just 1 of his last 7. Chambiari attempts this field goal wide here, and it's going to be returned by the Bisons. O'Shea looking for some space to the outside. He's got it. Up past the 30 goes O'Shea. Up past the 40. O'Shea still on his feet. Still on his feet. Mike O'Shea. He's still going here. Mike O'Shea to the 20-yard line, all the way down to the 10. He's still on his feet. What are we witnessing? Goodness gracious. Touchdown, Manitoba. But it's not going to count. There's a flag all the way back at the 22 of the Bisons. But
I tried to warn the Dinos. This is one of the best missed field goal returners in the conference. O'Shea is electric in these situations. He does a great job just fighting through tackle after tackle attempt. Unfortunately, this is going to be all for naught as the Bison offense is coming back on deep in their own end. And once you work out the penalty yardage at the end of this play, it only works out to be about a 100-yard penalty.
Mike O'Shea this year has had 2 touchdowns called back due to penalties. There was a blocked field goal that he took against the UBC Thunderbirds. And now on this missed field goal, a holding penalty is going to take this one back. And that's a tough turn of events. 100-yard swing there.
Oh, you hate to see it. On special teams, you got to be sure not to get your hands and get into a situation like that where you get a holding. It was right at the point of attack, so it may have influenced the return big time. Hard to tell for sure, but that's a tough blow because that was a monster play there by Mike O'Shea.
I have no idea how he stayed up from the 30 onwards, quite frankly. That's some serious strength by O'Shea there. Anyhow, Bisons start from their own 10. Noah Anderson with the carry. Keeps pushing forward, gains about 6 there. He's a north-south back.
Great physical run there from Noah as Sean Rowe has come back into this game. So the Bisons still kept with Ryder Klazowski back at guard. Great job by Noah running straight downhill, bringing the boom, being the hammer, not the nail. Hitting about 7 yards here, setting up 2nd and 3.
Anderson pushed Everett Schmuland about 3 yards forward there from the point of attack. Kept the legs churning. 5 different Bisons have now carried the ball in this football game. Manitoba absolutely gashed the Dinos last year for 357 on the ground, as this one is a short gain for Braden Stubbs.
Yeah, on second down here again, second and short. Dinos getting creative on defense. No safety over the top. Boschman comes down, plays into the box as they bring a lot of guys down, trying to ensure that they don't give up easy yards on the ground. Kind of challenging the Bisons to run the ball. The Bisons do. Great stuff by the Dinos. And it looks like the Bison punt team is going to come on the field.
Yeah, what a swing in field position. If we go back to that missed field goal return, that penalty looming hard over the Manitoba Bisons team here. Instead of having 6 points on the board, we'll end up punting the ball back to the Dinos, giving up probably pretty good field position in the process.
Bisons again with an illegal formation. The receiver needs to get on the line. Who is 21?
That's Owen Miller, that is not presently in the right spot for Manitoba.
Coach Ollie caught it.
Tough to be in that type of a situation there in week 5. But Udo gets that one off. Pretty good punt there. Bounces out near the 49, and that's where the Dinos will start. Manitoba side of the field.
Yeah, not a bad punt by Udo. All net yards there as he limits the return by getting the ball to hop out of bounds. That's kind of a big win for the Bisons as the ball landed at the 49-yard line of the Bisons. Had Calgary been able to get a return, they'd be probably inside the 40 at this point. So not bad by Udo. Gets them as good as you can get when you're punting from your own 10-yard line. Interesting to see what Brighton can do here. Starting again on plus field position. Third straight drive here, starting in great field position for the Dinos. Very little to show for it, with 0 points on those 2 drives so far.
Just 4 first downs in this game so far for the Dinos offense. Quick pass here. That's going to be up near the chains. Matt Sibley with the reception.
Yeah, good job by Britton, just getting the ball out of his hands early, getting that timing route. Trying to get a little bit more chemistry with his receivers, as he's been a little bit off since starting 3 for 3 really hot to begin this football game. Getting into a second and manageable situation here for his offense.
Britton 4 for 11 on the day for 90 yards. Of course, Gob Dang, the leading receiver, he just has 1 catch, though, after that big play to start the game for 68 yards. He's on the far side for this play, being covered by Samuel Hezekiah, but that one is incomplete. The intended target was Dante Carbone, but just short there. Britton didn't get off a great toss on that one.
Yeah, thrown off his back foot there. You kind of wish he would have taken another half second there and really delivered and stepped through his throw there to get the ball there. But unfortunately, there Carbone makes a tough throw for Carbone. Can't hang on. They're going to bring on their field goal team though and try another one.
50-yard attempt here.
0 for 2 so far. Last one went back all the way.
Interesting decision here. Because if this does miss, what happens if O'Shea gets his hands on the football with space again?
Trimbari. What on earth is going on here? That that was a disaster from start to finish for the Dinos. I don't know if they were trying to fake the kick there, but if they did, they didn't tell their kicker, and all of a sudden McLean has to throw the football, and that's the first career U Sports interception for Marcus Bakaru. That's a gift, quite frankly.
Looks like maybe he missed the placement with the ball there, and that's why Trimbari didn't want to kick it. Looks like the McLean, who is the pinner, might have missed the spot with the ball, and that's unfortunate. That's been 0 for 3 on field goals sort of now, as they've had 2 bad pin attempts.
Trimbari has the leg to make it happen, but some tough snaps for sure for the Dinos, as Shaq Harris, great carry on first down, but we got a penalty, and it's probably going to be holding on Manitoba, as you see the reaction from Harris.
Yeah, good job of Harris reading his blocks. Unfortunately, one of them was illegal, which resulted in him springing it outside for that 9 to 10-yard gain. We're going to get the ref's decision here, but it looked like a holding penalty on the left tackle of Sean Rowe, if my eyes are telling me the truth.
Just back to that last Dinos possession, as it is a hold on Sean Rowe there. Good eye, Tyler. 3 different times in this game now, the Dinos have started on Manitoba's side of the field and have come away with a total of 0 points.
And 0 first downs on those 3 drives as well. They've gone 2 and out all 3 times and have had 3 bad field goal attempts, you could say, because 2 they couldn't even get a good kickoff, and one of them went wide and it got returned. Unfortunately for the Bisons, it was called back. I guess fortunately for the Dinos. So, it's one of those pains that you get when you're an 0 for 4 team.
First and long here. Once again, the handoff is to Shaq Harris. He gets about 5 of that back.
It looked like about the same play call they had on first down, just repeat it again. See, get the ball into Shaq Harris's hands, because it does a good job making a couple guys miss, getting most of the penalty yardage back. Setting up still a second and long here, about 14 yards to go for the Bisons offense.
All 4 Manitoba running backs have carried the football in this game, and 6 players have at least 1 rush. Braden Stubbs and Jackson Tuchinski leading the way with 5 each. Lots of motion here from Manitoba. Jackson Tuchinski trying to get away here, but he's taken down short of the marker. Holding on to make the play there. Adrian Minakata.
Oh, man, to have a 4-man pressure and one of the rushers are free is going to be the bane of Coach Jeff Reddy and Terry Watson's existence over there. They are not going to be excited to see that one back on the iPads on the sidelines. Anytime you get a 4-man pressure and you have 5 linemen in the game, you shouldn't have someone coming free right up the chute, right in Jackson's face.
Great shot there of true freshman long snapper Jake Denica. He's been exceptional this year on those long snaps. That one off to Nathan Udo. Shorter punt there. That one bounces out of bounds near the 38-yard line.
I'm surprised with Calgary not bringing more pressure on Nathan Udo. First time you see a player punt in his U Sports career, you think you'd want to challenge him a little bit, make him feel some pressure, at least have him see your pressure coming, because that plays a lot into a new punter's mind, and you're sitting back there catching the ball. If you have all day to go through your rhythm and kick the ball on in rhythm, it makes the life a lot easier. If you at least get some pressure and just show up there, make Udo think about the pressure that's coming, but I'm surprised Calgary hasn't been doing that.
Britton, the single back is Clark. A little bit of pressure here from Manitoba. It's a handoff, lot of space, and a first down there for Clark. Up past the 50.
That may have been one of the longest developing draw-run football plays I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if it was a miscommunication or just designed to be about a 3-second handoff, but good job by the Calgary Dinos to ride everybody from the Manitoba Bisons D-line upfield, giving Clark some room, resulting in a first down.
I agree with you, Tyler. I thought at the beginning or at the snap, I was like, oh, is this a draw?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not a draw. Oh, it is a draw.
Hey.
It's quite the play. But, I mean, it worked out great. Clark had room, made someone miss.
Bisons with 4 deep in the secondary. Lot of space as Gob Dang sees it, cuts that route short there, and a gain of 4 yards on the play as Shad Kiasi was playing him 10 yards off the ball, and they'll take that all day on first down.
We've been seeing that from Shaq Kiasi, actually, since he got beat over top. They've been playing very loose coverage on Gob Dang, not want to get beat deep again. They tried to go underneath to him earlier when Gob Dang fell down. It's nice to see the Calgary go back to that. Just keep going to that. That's easy pitch and catch. Get your quarterback back in rhythm. See if Gob can make a miss after making a catch. Get that coverage to come back up and then try to go back over top again.
That's going to hurt the average of Dang, an average of 68, now down to 37.5 on that one.
Ooh.
Stuffed on second down. Manitoba gets in there with penetration. It's Colin Cornelson as well as
Barron on the tackle.
Cole Barron.
Great play by Barron to just read that run play, crash down on the running back, resulting in a 3rd and 2 situation. Probably going to see a punt, but it looks like the Calgary Dinos offense will stay out.
Barron with his first career U Sports sack last week for Manitoba, and he's been getting more and more reps in the rotation. Reminds me a little bit of the likes of Evan Foster, Brock Gowanlock, players like that coming off the edge. Smart, athletic player. Huge play here for the Dinos at the end of the first half, and that one's going to be close. It's going to depend on the spot here. Manitoba thinks that they stopped Calgary short here.
3rd and 2, and you start your running back 7 yards deep in the backfield and your quarterback in pistol and hand the ball off 5 yards deep. What are we doing?
A lot of real estate to make up as we're going to bring the chains out here. Yeah, very interesting play call. I like the play call to go for it there on 3rd and 2, excuse me. as you've had a few special team snafus over the last couple of series if you're a Calgary Dinos fan.
Me too, and you're knocking on scoring position here, but I just don't like the play call on third down. I love the aggressiveness. You got to get some first downs. You got to get some positive momentum going here before the half.
And it's going to be short of the first down. Manitoba will take over. It was Caleb Mackey McLeod from his D tackle position, stopping Matthew Clark short. And with 58 seconds left, Manitoba will take over near the 50.
Yeah, speaking of the Dinos taking some shot plays, trying to go back to it, love to see something here maybe out of the Bisons offense with just under a minute. Starting on their own 49-yard line, maybe take a shot here on first down, see what happens.
Just 3 catches for 15 yards in the game so far for speedster A.K. Gassama. Brent Adams leading Manitoba, 3 receptions for 72 yards.
A little bit of a too-high shell here, look for the Dinos defense.
Gassama, the single player, out to that short side. They're going to go there. And that pass is caught. Great catch there by Gassama, the coverage. Ajayi.
Yeah, really good job by AK to come back, fight his way back to this football, make sure he's the only one who was going to go get it. Great athletic catch, getting about 7 yards there for his offense.
You see Brian Doby pleased with that one there. As now Gassama motioning to the other side of the field as now it's Brent Adams, a single receiver there on the short side. Tuchinski.
Well, throwback screen.
Great play call here. A lot of space for Gassama. He's still on his feet here all the way down to the Calgary 26.
I didn't know I'd be alive long enough to see Von Mitchell call a screen pass. But there it was, folks. Haven't seen it since about the 2007 season when they used to have a fullback screen in. They run their rollout look. A.K. Gassama comes back across the formation on the screen. Great play call at a great time here. Give the Bisons a lot of yards. Get him inside the 30-yard line with 29 seconds to go.
Love that call, getting the ball into your playmaker's hands. 2022 All-Canadian A.K. Gassama.
Got him.
Dinos are offside here. Free play here for Manitoba. Tuchinski's got tons of space. He's still on his feet. He beats Ajayi to the outside. Jackson Tuchinski once again showing off the wheels.
Yeah, great job there by Jackson once again and using that hard count. Good job by AK, as you see on the replay, not taking a penalty and blocking back towards the football, just setting up that basketball-style pick, getting Jackson inside the 5-yard line here with 19 seconds left.
We'll add on the penalty, J.P. Chorney with the call offside on the Dinos. Declined because of the gain by Tuchinski here. Manitoba set up at the Dinos 4. And this is the area that usually it is tea time for Manitoba. Tuchinski very difficult to bring down in the red zone. Empty backfield. He's got Adams wide open. Touchdown, Manitoba.
Fantastic play call here from Von Mitchell, the Bison's offensive coordinator. This whole drive, putting out the exact right call for the exact play. Cover 0 look down by the goal line. Good rope by BA. Started motioning in, banged it back outside, walked into the end zone. Good ball from Jackson.
They call him big play BA. They call him BA too shifty. Well, now they're going to call him the touchdown producer. 3rd of the year for the Calgary product, in Manitoba takes advantage of the 3rd down stop and turns it into 7.
Yeah, what a swing of events. Calgary gets stopped just short, about half of an inch away from the sticks on their last drive. 4 plays later, Bisons cash it in with 15 seconds left in the half.
Good job there by Maya and Mike O'Shea to get that little bit of a bad snap down and up and through for the convert.
And we might be talking, fellas, about that 3rd down stop by Manitoba as the momentum shifting play in this game. We'll have to see, but certainly a massive touchdown there for the Bisons. And really that drive was about getting the ball into your playmaker's hands. A.K. Gassama on a great design play by Von Mitchell. The rare screen, and he takes it for big yardage, the Sierra Leone product, A.K. Gassama.
I don't even know if rare is the correct word, as Ryan said before. That play we have not seen since the early 2000s. But it was a really good look. It was off that jet motion, brought everybody back against the grain, had 2 blockers out in front of him. Perfectly executed. And once again, Jackson Tuchinski does what Jackson Tuchinski does, draws him offside, takes it down with his feet, gets it inside the 5.
I love the awareness Jackson had on that play, dropping back, knowing he had a free play, Looked, the middle of the field was just vacated by the coverage. Just decided to take off and run for it, see what we could get, knowing that he had a penalty coming anyway.
There's Maya with the kickoff. Fielded up around the 20 and still going. Taken down around the 38-yard line. Matt Sibley with 8 seconds left on the clock, and we'll see if Calgary tries to go for something here or just take it into the half.
Yeah, just kind of based on how the offense has been going, I'd be surprised if they did take that shot, but we'll have to see what happens here if Jabari Arthur decides to do that or just take it into the half down 14 points.
Nice return there by Sibley, getting the ball back out to the 37-yard line. Manitoba kicking up from the middle of the field there. Nice work by the return team, getting a lot of good blocks there.
The story of the first half for Calgary, missed opportunities. 3 different times they're set up with drives starting in Manitoba territory, but on all 3 occasions, not only were they unable to move the ball, they were unable to get a first down as the Dinos choose to run the ball there on first down, and looks like, Ryan, you're a little confused by that decision. What would you have looked to call there on first down?
I just thought they might be a little bit more aggressive than that. If you're going to run a play and not take a knee, you might as well just try to get the ball down the field, see if you can make something happen, make a splash play happen. If you turn it over, the Bisons won't have enough time anyways coming back the other way. Running the ball, a little bit of a precarious decision, but we'll see what they do here on second down. I assume they're going to run again.
Once again, it's a handoff to Sua this time for the Dinos, and that one is going to end the first half. The Manitoba Bisons lead 21-7 over the Calgary Dinos, getting a late touchdown from Brent Adams after a third down stop from the Bisons defense, and they head into the half up 14. Just quickly, first half stats. Jackson Tuchinski, 12 of 13 for a $140 through the air and a tutty. As well, he leads all rushers, 7 carries for 55 yards and a score. He's averaging just under 8 yards when he rushes the football. Dom Britton started this game 3 for 3, but since then, he has gone 2 of 10 in this football game for 97 yards, 68 of those coming to Gob Dang on the first play of the game. Matthew Clark leading the Dinos with 7 carries for 32 yards. We're going to take a break here on CanOS TV, come back in about 15 for second half action.
Coming daily under pressure, working on a plot and a scheme. The true stock trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one. I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. Your memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We break the bars with the breaks. I'm talking one chance at best. Yes, painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Drama, passion, never rest. Freedom is a teacher under pressure, not a blessing. It's one heart, one shot, now the future is yours. Yeah, it's one heart, one shot, now the future is yours. Let's go.
Canada West Special Teams Player of the Week is Manitoba kicker Maya Turner. She didn't just make U Sports history this weekend, she won her team a football game too. Maya Turner made national headlines on Saturday, becoming the first woman to play in a regular season U Sports football game. It wasn't long before she became the first woman to score a point, drilling a 21-yard field goal to make history in the second quarter. Turner's number was once again called in the second overtime, where she hit a pressure-packed 21-yard field goal to give the Bisons the lead. Manitoba's defense took care of the rest, giving the Bisons an unforgettable 27-24 win on homecoming. Overall, Turner scored 9 points, hitting both her field goal attempts, along with converts on all 3 of Manitoba's touchdowns. The Canada West Defensive Player of the Week is Calgary defensive back Nate Boscheman. The third-year DB from Kelowna, BC, tied a Dinos program record with 3 interceptions, including returning his first pickoff for a 32-yard touchdown that gave Calgary an early lead. He also had 3 solo tackles and 4 assisted tackles, helping the Dinos defense frustrate a typically explosive Huskies offense.
Second and 10, Huskies, ball on their own 23. Frank remains in the backfield for Saskatchewan. Pressure coming from the Dinos. Ammonrood has it picked off, and this one's going back for 6. Nate Boscheman. Pressure coming from his left. To throw to the opposite side, and just like Boscheman, this one is going back for a touchdown. Husky 28. Halfback blitz. Ammonrood holds onto the ball, goes deep. This one intercepted. And again to Kabongo. Ammonrood with some time, lobs it, deflected. Did he keep his feet in bounds? Ball's picked, but the officials are going to have a quick chat. Calgary ball. Right back to that man, Riker Frank. Breaks it to the outside. Turns the corner. Riker Frank with a gain of 16. Both Bears have responded with a touchdown themselves. Huskies trying to do it here. Ammonrood is into the end zone. Direct snap to Riker. Ammonrood goes right back on the ground to Kabongo. Big burst up the middle. Kabongo carrying players with him all the way down to the 6-yard line. And again to Kabongo. The hole opens right up. Touchdown, Huskies. Ted Kabongo into the end zone. The Saskatchewan Huskies come into Calgary, and they were pushed for a good stretch of this ball game, but a strong fourth quarter propelled them to their 3rd victory of the year, a 28-12 win over the Calgary Dinos.
Defensive backs coach and coordinator. He was his high school head coach. 2nd down and 10. Sieben. He's looking long. Once again, Manitoba gets pressure. Steven Adamopoulos with the interception for the Manitoba Bisons. He makes a move just outside the 30. 2nd career interception for the St. Paul's Product Bisons take over at the end of the 1st. Definitely. Jackson Tuchinski once again with Noah Anderson in the backfield. Fakes it to Anderson. He's got pressure, but he also has a man open, and it's Mike O'Shea. Maya Turner is coming in for a 20-yard field goal. If she scores a point here, it will be the first ever point by a female in a regular season U Sports game. Snap is good. The hold is good. Maya Turner has just made history. Congratulations, Maya Turner. Formation here. Erickson, the single back. He's going to take it. He's got all kinds of room. Looked like there might have been a hold there. No penalty, and untouched goes Erickson. Rams quickly respond. Great on the fundamentals, and that was a tremendous play. Trusting the fundamentals there by Kiasi. But one play later, fresh set of downs for the Regina Rams. It's Bennett Stusik, and that catch is going to put him into the top 10 in program history. Down Bisons. Tuchinski off the fake here. Gets that one out, and he is absolutely stuffed. Massive play there, forcing an incompletion. Ball game so far, 2nd down, Manitoba. Tuchinski, he's looking for a touchdown here. He's got one. Deshaun Lejour, Glenn Cairn born, and he finds the end zone, Manitoba. Sieben, He's looking for it all. He's got a man, single coverage. That one is caught. What a grab there. Touchdown, Regina. Exceptional concentration made there by Rylan Sokol. Kaczynski, he feels the pressure. He's got some room. Now he's going to swing it out. It's Von Lloyd. He makes one man miss. Close to a first down. It's going to depend on the spot. Again under center, and he's got a first down. He's on his feet still. That looks like a touchdown. It is. Jackson Kaczynski. They can't stop 14. Manitoba. Now he motions out. Kaczynski looking over the middle. That's Tyson Oregard. First down. Still on his feet. All the way down to the 10-yard line. The G.W. Graham product, the true freshman. The ball. Kaczynski with a man in his face. He gets it. Gets that one away. Nathan Udo stays on his feet. With him, and he's taken that competitiveness and channeled it out here his entire career. And now he takes the sneak and he scores. Jackson Kaczynski looking to tie this football game. Wide open is Bennett Stusik. Stopped there at the 1-yard line, but there was his Dallin Keene.
Pop pass.
This one up in the air, and it is
lineman
caught for a Regina touchdown. Are you kidding me? Sieben from the 5-yard line to tie this football game. Fakes the handoff, fakes it again. All kinds of room. Can Austin Ballin get there? It's going to be a 2-point convert for Regina. Ballin. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. And it is wide to the left. Can Regina get this ball out? And they will get it out of the end zone.
Oh, what a hit.
And we are going to overtime. Safety deep on this one. Sieben rolling out, looking for a man.
What
and
a
great
play.
coverage and a great break on that football by the 5th-year senior. And funny enough, it's another 21-yard field goal, which is exactly where she made her first one from.
Right hash, two, same goalpost.
Can she go 2 for 2? It's up, and it is good, no doubt about it. Maya Turner from 21 yards out. The Manitoba Bisons take a 27-24 lead, and Regina can tie it with a field goal, or they can win it with a touchdown. Gentlemen, what a story here. We have Maya Turner for the Bisons, and now we have the 18-year-old rook.
As the crowd goes nuts.
Andrew Sweeney to tie the game. Is it going to be enough? It's not going to be enough. The Manitoba Bisons have won this homecoming football game on the strength of Maya Turner. Maya Turner is the game winner for Manitoba. The first ever female to score points in a U Sports football game is also the player that wins the football game for the Manitoba Bisons.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. The only thing at the front of your mind is glory. The journey of success, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows, the sacrifices you make. When all the odds are stacked against you, when you can't push one more second, chase the glory.
Back here for second half action at IG Field. Mike Still, pleased to be joined by Ryan Carhut and Tyler Fabry. Manitoba Bisons leading 21-7 over the Calgary Dinos. Special teams, a big factor in the first half, one of the major stories in this game. Calgary set up in Bison's field position 3 different times, coming away with no points and no first downs in those instances, including one case where there was a bit of a poor snap and Vince Trumbiari was unable to even get the opportunity to kick the ball, as this one taken, and a big hit there at the end by Sam Hezekiah, fielded by the Dinos.
Yeah, to that point, Mike, if he hits 2 out of those 3 field goals, let's say, it would have been a 14-13 game when the Dinos gambled. Maybe they would have punted the ball away there, and maybe the Bisons don't score their last touchdown before the half. Or if they hit all 3, the Dinos would have the lead at the half, assuming they didn't gamble on 3rd down at midfield. So a huge factor in the game so far. Interesting to see if the Dinos can get out here and work out the kinks a little bit and make the Bisons pay when they cross midfield.
Don Britton remains in at quarterback for Calgary. 3 receivers to the strong side. They're going to hand it off on first down. Short gain there. Taken down by Colin Cornelson, the CFL draft pick of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Yeah, just a good simple run play there for the Dinos offense coming out in the second half, trying to settle their offense down as they tried to do in the first half. Weren't super successful in that. Good little positive gain on first down, getting to 2nd and 6 here for the Dinos.
I like the Dinos coming out in a double tight set with 3 receivers to the right side there. That was a nice little formation to start off with. Try to see what kind of look they can get out of the Bison defense. Able to pick up a decent chunk of yards, put them in 2nd and medium.
Technical difficulties here with the officials.
Small pause here as we get a change in. It looks like they're going to change the ball. A brief discussion as Calgary set up 2nd and 6. Matthew Clark leading all Dinos, 32 yards rushing on the day. It's been him and Nick Sua, the primary ball carriers for Calgary, and this one combining for 57 yards.
I'll be honest, I have no idea what the delay is right now.
No clue.
I also am unsure of what's going on currently. Thought it was an issue with the ball. They had the ball boy out there for a second, but we're back to action here now. Britton rolls to his right. And that one nearly intercepted. Closing in on it is Samuel Hezekiah. Intended target there was Dante Carbone. Pressure from Colin Cornelson.
Another 2-0 by this Dinos offense. These are just going to kill them at the end. They need to keep the ball in their possession and keep the Bison offense off the field. See if McLean can get a good boot off here. He struggled a little bit in the first half getting the ball up high, which we're accustomed to him doing throughout his U Sports career.
McLean and Trumbiari were both out for most of halftime practicing, as that's a solid boot fielded here by the Bisons, and a big return by Tyson Oregard up to the Manitoba 50-yard line.
Yeah, good driving punt by McLean. Not quite the hang time we're used to, and unfortunately that means a little bit tougher for the coverage team to get downfield and cover that kick very well. Oregard does a great job as a young guy catching the ball, getting up the field as quick as possible, and chewing up as many yards back as he can for the Bisons, putting them down first down on their own 50-yard line.
Tuchinski hands it off here. Von Lloyd, short gain.
Ball's out.
Fumble on the play. Who's got it? We'll wait for the call. It looks like he might have been down by contact there off second look.
Yeah, and you may have heard one of, I believe, the Bison coaching staff's voices over our broadcast saying he is down. We get a bit of a discussion here from the officials, and it will be second down. Bisons will retain possession. Good job by Von Lloyd just pressing that run for what it was worth, getting about 6 yards. Setting up second and manageable here for the Bisons offense on their first possession in the second half.
Tajinski with Lloyd, the single back. Gassama and Adams to the short side. And that one looking for Michael O'Shea, but unable to hold on as it was just, he had to slightly contort his body to reach for that one and couldn't hold on with a couple Dinos converging in there, including Deacon Taylor Young.
Yeah, this looked like almost a flat-out drop there from O'Shea. Did a little bit of a whip bang-out route, starting at the field side receiver, motioning all the way down, then banging it back outside. Was unable to bring that ball in, and we'll see a punting situation here from the Bisons.
Nathan Udo back to kick this one. Solid kick there. Fielded in and around the 14-yard line, and converging in right away to make the tackle is AB, Austin Ballin.
Yeah, Austin Ballin's been a great player for them all year on special teams. Again, here on cover teams, flying down the field and making a great tackle.
Former starting safety for this team. Tremendous high school player on assists, their player of the year for them in his senior year. Great look at AB there. 3 interceptions as a rookie coming out of high school as he started as a true freshman. As Britton comes out here in shotgun formation. He's got Evan Smith along with Sua in the backfield there. Short gain.
Looks like we may have an injured Bison. I believe it was Schaefer who made the tackle, and oh no, he's up. But Barron has gone down. Good play there by Schaefer to be able to just read that run play, come all the way down across the line of scrimmage and make the tackle after a short gain. But Bison's athletic therapists are on the field tending to Barron at the moment.
Mentioned earlier, Cole Barron got his first career U Sports sack last week against the Regina Rams. There's another great shot of Captain Nick Thomas as well, talking over to JP Chorney between plays. Barron started his post-secondary career with the UBC Thunderbirds, then played junior football with the Langley Rams, now here with Manitoba. Really important member of their special teams units as well. It's a D-line for the Bisons that rotates in a lot of guys during the game. Jack Schaefer and Tristan Francis listed as the starting defensive ends, but you also obviously get Cole Barron in that rotation. And walking off with a bit of a limp there. Jordan Friesen will sub into this game for Manitoba, another one of those players that will rotate in on that Bison's D-line. Britton once again in the shotgun with Smith and Sua in the backfield. Isaac Dawkin now motioning into the flats at linebacker into that zone coverage scheme. Britton going long here, and that one is nearly intercepted and then nearly caught as well by Gagnon. Marcus Bakru inches away from his second interception of the game. Given a gift there, but unable to hold on. Then it goes off Nick Conway's hand, and then it goes to Gagnon, who nearly made the play, and that was quite the turn of events for both teams on that particular throw.
That's when Don Brighton's going to want to have back. He had Sibley wide open over the middle of the field, left all alone by the Bison defense. Fortunately, could not find him in time.
McLean with the boot. It's returned here by O'Shea. He's going backwards, makes one man miss, but the Dinos able to converge on him quickly. And that's going to be a loss of yardage for O'Shea on that one.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to set up a little bit of a return to the wide side of the field, decided to cut back after only a couple steps. And like Mike said, just ended up losing a couple yards, but did get down safely with the football, maintaining possession.
Jackson Tuchinski with a very productive first half, only one incompletion for him. He was 12 of 13 as a handoff here to Noah Anderson, and he churns out 8 yards on first down. Career year last year for Anderson, almost 300 yards rushing on the ground. He's been behind Stubbs and Lloyd this season in terms of the Manitoba rotation, but very effective when he has been given the ball. He's averaging just under 8 yards a carry so far on his 2 carries. Tuchinski in the pistol here with Stubbs as the lone back. Anderson motioning out as a receiver. It's Stubbs who takes this one, and he'll get a first down for Manitoba.
Yeah, the Bisons use a stable of running backs, including now Shaq Harris getting in there and stealing some touches. So it's hard for any one running back to compile a lot of numbers in a year, but they like to use them all, and they all have different running styles and bring a different edge to this offensive attack.
Stubbs, the best blocker of the 4. Learned that from Ryan Carhart as part of the provincial team here. Great mentor to Stubbs. He talks about it often. And once again, there's the quick count from Tuchinski, but it looks like he might have drawn his own guy off on this particular instance. The second time that's happened today.
Yeah, it looks like Gio Vaccaro might have got a head start on this one, unfortunately, for the Bisons. First and 15, see if Calgary decides to be aggressive on defense here or stay back and be conservative and make Manitoba pick up all 15 yards and 2 downs.
Manitoba with 136 net yards rushing in the first half after putting up 357 against Calgary last year when the two teams faced each other, the 5th most in a game in program history. As here's Noah Anderson, he breaks away. First down, Manitoba. The BC boy making his carries count here as he continues to average well over 8 yards every time he runs the rock.
Well, Ryan, like you said, we have to see if the Bison's offense decided to get it all back in one play, and they do, and it was just a traditional run play inside. Good job by Noah, just going north-south, coming downhill really hard, finishing that run, getting a first down.
Lloyd now the single back in the pistol formation. He'll take it to the outside. He's got a little bit of space. Calgary closes it up nicely there. It's Ajayi making the tackle.
Yeah, good job by the Bison's offense, is continuing to establish the ground game here early in the second half. Good job by Vaughn reading his blocks up front, only getting about 3 yards and setting himself up for a second down that's manageable here for the Bison's offense.
Noah Anderson, 3 carries for 29 yards. He's averaging 9.7 every time he touches the football. He is not in the game at the moment. It is Tyson Oregard, the slot back in the backfield on this particular play. A.K. Gassama, a single receiver to the short side. Tuchinski's got all kinds of room here. He's going to take that one for a first down for the Bisons. Leading rusher in this game for either team adds more to his total.
I was going to say, just when you think the Bisons don't have a running back in the game, they actually have their best running back in the game in Jackson Tuchinski, as he pulls it down and picks up an easy first down here as he navigates through that Dino secondary.
Tuchinski now up to 74 yards rushing on the day, approaching a career high. He's never gone over 100 in his Bison's career, but it's looming here. Empty backfield as Tuchinski once again takes it himself with Noah Anderson as the lead back. Touchdown 14. Manitoba takes a 3-score lead.
Little QB power there off their rollout action look and their setup there. Noah Anderson comes back across the formation to be the lead blocker for Jackson, making it look too easy. Just walks into the end zone completely untouched by this Dino defense.
Manitoba taking a play out of the playbook of the Philadelphia Eagles, and Jalen Hurts running the rock like nobody's business. And up to 85 is Tuchinski now on the day, 9 carries. averaging 9.4 yards on the day. And his second rushing touchdown as Manitoba makes this a 3-score game.
Well, bad end of the first half and a bad start to the second half if you're a Calgary Dinos fan. Tyler, what do you guys see from the Dinos here to get some life back into the team and get them back into this game?
Well, like you had said earlier there, Ryan, on that current possession for the Bisons, is if the Dinos are going to bring some pressure. It's something we have not seen them do much. They're staying in that base 30 front, bringing one guy here and there, nothing too ridiculous, but from a Calgary Dinos team that I used to go against about a decade ago, they blitzed 75% of the time back in the day, and just kind of curious if maybe they'll go back to something, bringing some pressure against Jackson, make him earn it a little bit more. Yeah, on the offensive side of the ball, you just want to see them continue to move the ball, take what the Bisons defense gives them, maybe take that another shot play to Gob Dang, try to at least blow this back open a little bit as the Bisons tend to pull away up 3 scores here.
Jackson Tuchinski now has a career high in rushing yards in the game. His previous career high was 79. Last week, he's now up to 85 on the day as the Dinos return this one, and they've got a little bit of space here. It's Deacon Taylor Young taking that one up past the 30-yard line for Calgary.
Almost as if it was on cue, a little bit of a spark player from the special teams of the Dinos to see if their offense can do something with the football, getting the ball on the 34-yard line.
Yeah, Deacon Taylor Young, one of their better returners. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen him in the punt return game at all this game, but with a good play there, getting them back out to the 34-yard line, giving them good field position for first down for the offense. Double tight again with 3 receivers to the right.
Heavy set for the Dinos. Fake the handoff here. Britton's looking long. He's got a man wide open, and that one is incomplete, and that's really just the story of the day if you're a Calgary Dinos fan, as there was no one anywhere near Zach Smith there. The ball hung up a little bit too long. He had to go underneath it a bit instead of in stride. If he catches that one in stride, if it's thrown over the top, that's probably 6. Unfortunately, it's an incompletion.
I like the call by the Dinos, though. They came out in this look to start the second half, ran the ball, give a run look here, and try to get over the top on a deep ball. Had the play was right, the separation was right, the execution was wrong, unfortunately, for the Dinos. Opportunity just squandered there to get back in this game on one play. That is unfortunate. Could cut this down to a 2-score game.
And down on the field is Shad Kiasi for the Bisons. Manitoba already thin at the defensive back position. So not the player you want to see down there.
Expect to see Miller, number 21, slot into that corner position.
Owen Miller has started multiple games for Manitoba at the halfback spot. When Nick Conway was down, he has played really well. So no issues bringing him into the game. But how about Jackson Tuchinski, guys, over the last 2 weeks? Just absolutely churning out the all-purpose yards. Last week, he had a career-high 323 passing yards and a then career-high 79 rushing yards for a total of 402 on the day. He's now broken that career high with 85 rushing yards, and he's got 140 through the air. 225 all-purpose yards on the day now for Jackson Tuchinski, as he's just trying to make up for lost time after he was injured and missed the UBC game.
Yeah, and the most important or impressive part of it, Mike, is the fact he's only got 2 incompletions so far on the day. So he's been doing it very efficiently. But I like what Vaughn Mitchell has done with him so far, just moving him around the pocket. We saw a lot of that against Regina too. A lot of different looks from his offense, getting some good action out of the quarterback, getting him running around. Jackson is at his best when he's moving. We can see he pulls it down. He likes to run and take off the ball. If it's not there, you can see the receivers open. He likes getting the ball or throwing the ball on the run. He's been super efficient so far today, and that's all the Bisons have needed to get to this 3-score lead.
Yes, he's still being attended to. He had a knee bruise last week. Not sure what the status is here, but still down on the field. As Owen Miller has come on to play that field corner spot.
Yeah, it's a position that is thinned out for the Bisons as the season has gone on, the corner spot, as you talked about losing 2 of their corners before the game even started. Now losing another corner. It's kind of causing a bit of a shuffling of the deck here in this Bison secondary. Interesting to see if the Dinos decide to go after it right off the hop here on the first play. Now you got Austin Ballin in at the field half spot and Owen Miller over to the field corner spot. Interesting to see if the Calgary Dinos coaching staff decides to draw something up here to try to take a little test at those Bison secondary players.
Sebastian Reed, who led the team in interceptions with 3 last year and had 2 in the first game of the season against Saskatchewan. Under the lineup in this one, as well as Jake Nidichoruk, the starting field corner, dealing with a bit of a hamstring issue. First downs in this game definitely heavily favoring the Manitoba Bisons. After that big chunk play to Gob Dang, the Dinos have only 2 more passing first downs following that play, which is an insane stat to think about. And 3 rushing first downs for a total of 6 first downs in the game. 16 on the day for Manitoba. 325 yards for the Bisons on offense, 165 for the Dinos. But really, the major talking point are those 3 possessions where Dinos had an opportunity in Manitoba territory to make something happen, and a couple special teams gaffes resulted in no points for the visitors. As Kiasi is slowly getting to his feet now. So he walks over to the Bison's bench.
Doesn't seem to be limping or favoring any leg in particular as he walks off, so I'll be curious to see if he is able to come back into this football game or not. After a little bit of a break, it's now 2nd and 10 here for the Dinos.
Britton with Sua as the single back. 3-man front from Manitoba. Britton's going to try and take it himself. Nick Thomas
Ball
was there, and now there's a fumble, but the Dinos able to get back on that one.
Really close to first down yardage here.
That's a first down.
Going to be a first down for Calgary there. Is usually the sure tackler, Nick Thomas. Caused a fumble there. It might not have been intentional, but Calgary able to fall on it themselves, and they get their 4th rushing first down of the day.
Big first down here for the Dinos as they need to start creating something positive here on offense and get some momentum back so they can get back into this game.
Sua in the pistol as the single back. He's going to take the handoff, and Mackie McLeod with the stuff. They're having a great game. He was the one that made the tackle on the 3rd and short to force a turnover that Manitoba turned into 7 at the end of the first half. And once again, stopping Sua in his tracks there. Short gain on first down. But they're going to give him a pretty favorable spot, gain of about 3. Britton rolling to his right. That one is caught. Great concentration down there by the Calgary bench. First catch of the game for Roran Reed.
Yeah, really good job there by Reed to just to toe tap on those sidelines, get the 1 foot in bounds needed to move the chains for his offense as the Dinos build a little bit of a drive here. Coming out midway, just over midway through the 3rd quarter.
6 different Dino to haul in a catch in this one. Rowan Reed, 2nd year Calgary product. Excuse me. Britton looking for a man there. That one is, looks like it's going to be an incompletion there. Low throw as Zach Smith tried to pick it up off the turf. Jared Alcaraz in coverage.
Yeah, it's a really good adjustment there by Britton to fall off to his secondary receiver as his primary receiver was taken away by Isaac Dawkin of the Bison's defense. Good job by Britton to try to get his shoulders turned around to make that play. Unfortunately, fell a little bit short of his intended target.
Shotgun formation with Sua in the backfield. Britton finds his man across the field, but Jared Alcaraz right there to make the stop, short of the first down as Dante Carbone with the grab.
Jared Alcaraz quietly putting together a really good performance here this afternoon, doing exactly what he needs to do. Whenever the ball is thrown to the guy he is covering, he has come up, stepped up to the plate, and made a play necessary. This time forcing into a third down situation for the Dinos, getting the ball back into Jackson Tuchinski's hands.
I love that the Bisons ran a zone blitz there, and Jordan Friesens was up back in coverage and was also step for step with Jared Alcaraz and the receiver. Bad snap, great punt.
That one takes O'Shea all the way back to his own 2-yard line, and Calgary converges on him there. Manitoba will start from their 5. 'Cause that's what we're used to from McLean.
It sure is. It's been taking a while to get to that kick, but boy, that was a nice kick. Bad snap. He scoops it up off the turf, drives the ball nice and high in the air, lets it hang there for a minute, drops down right on the 2-yard line in the corner. Coverage team gets downfield, does a great job limiting the return. Bison's got to start inside their own 10-yard line.
Manitoba sets up in the pistol. Noah Anderson is the single back. Tuchinski's going to take it, roll to his right, and gain some positive yardage up past the 10-yard line as he moves towards his first career 100-yard rushing game.
Yeah, it looked like just a traditional run pass option there for Jackson. Looked like he wanted to put the ball downfield. Didn't have any receivers, unfortunately, in his vision. Just decided to check down to his feet. Got about 7 yards, setting up second and short.
Anderson is once again the single back. 3 receivers to the short side. Now Beauregard and Stubbs motion. Anderson takes the handoff, once again puts the shoulder down, and will have a fresh set for Manitoba.
I feel like a broken record here, but once again, Noah Anderson doing a good job going north and south, being the hammer, not the nail. He's a very physical running back, likes to bring in that contact, and does a good job to move the sticks for his team, digging them out of that hole that they were in to start this possession.
Bison's running backs with a new coach this year, 2007 Vanier Cup champ, Matt Henry, and he's been a big addition for that group, instilling some confidence in them as this one is a toss play to Anderson, stiff arms one man and gets it up past the 27.
Yeah, good job there by the Dinos defense to just string that play out before it can get anywhere. It's designed to go all the way out to the outside, but a good job there from the defensive end of the Dinos, not allowing the outside pressure and keeping everything forced back up in for his teammates to make that tackle.
Anderson in the shotgun. Bison's motion, Lejeune and Jake Roger to the strong side. Tuchinski with lots of space again here. Takes his time and gets the first down as Tanner Shaw was looking and waiting, and Jackson just kind of eyed him down and was able to use his vision to understand where he needed to get to, and just way too much space on the outside. First down, Manitoba. That's going to put Tuchinski over 100 yards for the first time in his Manitoba career.
That's a hard stat to believe with how much Jackson has used his legs as a weapon over the last couple of years, that's his first 100-yard game.
Kasama on the screen pass here gets a block from Brent Adams and a solid gain, almost 9 yards there for the 2022 All-Canadian.
Yeah, one of the first times that we've seen this play work in favor of the Bisons, as the Calgary Dinos have done a good job in the first half when they saw that look to rally up and tackle AK, but good job there by Brent Adams to set up the block. Good job by AK doing what he does best, ball in his hands, moving the ball forward.
Second and short for Manitoba. 3 running backs on the field for the Bisons as Braden Stubbs and Shaq Harris, both motion. Fake handoff there to Von Lloyd, and Tuchinski was trying to find Harris, but Dinos had pressure in his face, and the play just took too long to develop.
Yeah, I think that all kind of originated off of a low shotgun snap there for the Bisons. Jackson did his best to kind of run that play fake and get the ball out of his hands. He did a good job to not take a sack, but we will see a punt situation here for the Bisons offense.
It's one of the first times today we've seen Jackson actually take a hit when he's back to throw the ball. Dino's pressure finally getting home there, getting a good hit on Jackson there as he delivered the ball. Let's see if the Dinos bring some pressure here on the new Bison punter, Nathan Udo.
Dinos do not come with pressure here. And that ball bounces down around the 27, fielded there by Calgary as Sibley takes that one out of bounds, and Calgary will take over with a minute left in the third quarter. Dom Britton, 7 of 18 on the day for Calgary for 107 yards.
Yeah, he came out on fire and just has struggled to get back into rhythm since that time. A lot of 2 and out so far today for the Calgary Dinos as offense looks to try to get on track here late in the third quarter and get a spark here and get their Dino squad back in the game.
Final minute of the third. Bisons with a 3-high safety look here. Screen pass. That one up near the first down marker as Sibley moves forward.
Yeah, the Bisons are clearly in off coverage, and Mike had mentioned there with 3 guys high in that cover 3 look. Good job by Britton getting the ball out early in that screen, getting some positive yards, setting up second and short. Just still trying to get that offense into some semblance of a rhythm.
Britton once again with Smith and Sua in the backfield. And that's going to be a first down for the Dinos.
Yeah, it was a little bit interesting there. Once again, it was 2nd and 1. The Dinos came out in the shotgun, having their running backs 6-7 yards off the line of scrimmage with that handoff, but it was enough. They got the 2 yards they needed to move the chains.
Ethan Hong has subbed into the game for Manitoba at the D tackle position. He's been with the program for a few seasons. Nice to see him into this rotation. Native of China. Handoff here is to Sua. That one closed up by Dawkin and Mackie McLeod. And that's going to do it for 3 quarters of football. Manitoba leading 28-7 here, adding to their lead with a major, and we will go into the final 15. Ryan, what do the Dinos need to do to get back into this football game?
Well, they got to get a little life back into their offense. They're starting to do it a little bit here, starting to chip away. They missed a great opportunity earlier on a play-action pass where they threw it deep to Zach Smith, and he was unfortunately unable to bring it in. So they got to create some positive momentum here on offense. They're losing the field position battle. They're losing the scoring battle at the moment. So they got to kind of get some stuff going. It just starts by getting first downs. And the big thing we've talked about a few times today is just getting Brighton into rhythm here a little bit. Make some easy completions. I like what they did with the wide receiver screen there on first down. Just keep doing nice, easy throws before you go over the top. Get them into a bit of a rhythm. Get them feeling it a little bit. Get the confidence up and get this Dino offense moving. Get some first downs. And what they are doing on first down, though, they've been trying to do on this drive is get in front of the sticks, Tyler, where they're starting to hand the ball off, trying to get in second and medium, get second and short, make it manageable for Britton and on second downs so you can convert those first downs.
Yeah, absolutely, Ryan. It's something with a team that is winless halfway through the season, you want to have production on first down, get your quarterback into a rhythm, settle him down, get him comfortable on second down. Don't have second and long, second and extra long situations. So like you said, they're doing a really good job here establishing the run early on first down, being able to have positive yards. Let's see if they can continue that as we are almost out of the 3-quarter break here.
Jackson Tuchinski adding to his touchdown total. He came into this game with 6 combined touchdowns. 9 now on the year for a Vincent Massey grad, and there's quite a few products of the Vincent Massey Trojans in the starting lineup for Manitoba, all of whom won an Anavets Bowl in 2018. Jackson Tuchinski, Vaughn Lloyd, Braden Stubbs, Matt Stockman, Mark Rahaus. All starters on this team now.
Victor Olarainen too, I believe.
You are correct.
There's a lot of players from one high school team.
3 of their 5 starting offensive linemen too. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, and all 3 starting today for the Bisons. That's incredible.
Calgary a little bit behind the sticks here, 2nd and long to start the 4th quarter. Let's see what happens if Britain can get into a rhythm with his receivers or not.
He was looking deep. There was Britton. Couldn't find a man. Now he tries to get away, and he can't. And it's Ethan Hong coming in there to make the play. Getting into the game this week and making an impact. 3rd down Dinos.
Now it looks like they moved the ball up about half a yard. I was hoping for Hong to get his first career sack there.
Yeah, it looked like Britain really wanted to force that ball downfield. Great coverage from the Manitoba Bisons defensive backs. Had nothing to, the receivers had nothing, no open space at all. Britain had to check that down to his feet. Ended up gaining about half a yard for the positive gain instead of the sack, as Ryan had just mentioned.
As Matthew Clark shaking up on the play, and he comes to the Dinos sideline. We'll give you an update on him when we have it available. 9 carries for 38 yards to lead all Dinos running backs in this one. As a great punt there by McLean.
Good coverage too by the Dino punt team. I've been impressed though so far today, Tyler. The Calgary offensive line has held up very well against this Bison front. Doing a pretty good job. They're a younger crew, kind of a couple new guys in the starting lineup for them this year. But they've been holding up fairly well so far this game in pass protection.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, they are doing a really good job keeping this Bisons defensive front at bay. The Bisons had 7 sacks, 3rd in the conference coming into this football game, and I don't know if they have one yet. I'd have to double check the statistics here with Mike, but like you said, Ryan, they are doing a really, really good job of keeping their quarterback clean, opening up some holes for their running backs. They just got to try to get that rhythm going on more than 1 or 2 plays.
Almost 100 combined return yards by Michael O'Shea as well in this football game. Not factoring in his 100-yard missed field goal return for a touchdown that was called back due to a penalty. As Anderson takes that one up the middle for a gain of about 4.
I was going to give a quick shout out here to Sean Rowe. Does a really good job noticing that they brought the Sam blitz to that field side run. He did a good job coming off, picking that blitz up, giving Noah room inside, gaining about 4 yards, setting up 2nd and medium.
This is where Tuchinski has been very successful on these 2nd and medium situations, getting first downs with his feet as the Dinos motion into a cover 2 look here, as that's a great catch by Anderson right by the first down marker. It's going to be 3rd and short here for Manitoba. We'll see what they choose to do on this one, as that was a bit of a tough throw by Jackson. He didn't get all the mustard on that one, but Anderson made a great adjustment to make the catch.
Yeah, it was unfortunate he didn't get just a little bit of a better ball, so Noah could have kept his feet there. He could have turned up and got the first down. 3rd and short, though. Bison's usually pretty strong in this area.
Tuchinski has gashed teams in the past on these 3rd and short situations, going to the outside. He's going to try the edge again here, and he gets the first down, and for the first time today, he has chosen to slide.
What a block by Braden Stubbs off that edge, absolutely pancaking his Dino defender, opening that right up for Jackson Tuchinski to turn the corner, pick up the first down easily, and slide to protect himself.
Learned a couple things from Coach Carhut in the booth here about some fundamental blocking, and Stubbs showing it there. Turned into one of his biggest strengths as a back. He is the single back on this play in the pistol. Hard count by Tuchinski. Hands it off to Stubbs, and that's right near the first down marker, as 22. Over 1,000 in his career today, and he gets 8 on this one. 44 now for Stubbs in this game.
Yeah, really good run by Stubbs, following the blocks given from his offensive line. Does a good job reading it, falls forward, gets about 9, setting up another 2nd down and 1. Will we see Jackson take it around the edge?
Manitoba up to 223 net rushing yards in this game as they continue to gash Calgary, much like they did last year on the ground with 357 yards. Once again, Tuchinski in short yardage, and he's going to get a first down here.
Yeah, it seems like the Bisons have seen something on that left side of the defensive front for the Calgary Dinos. That Jackson once again goes back behind Braden Stubbs, who sets up another good block, resulting in moving of the chains. Fresh set of downs here for the Bisons, closing in on midfield with 11 minutes and counting remaining in this football game.
Bisons have really dictated the pace here in the second half. Time of possession, 24-34 for Manitoba, 21-17 for Calgary. As here's Von Lloyd trying to get to the outside, but a great tackle there.
It was interesting. The first half ended 21-7 in favor for the Bisons. It didn't feel that way at all. It felt like a very even game. This half, though, it's felt every bit of a Bison 28-7 lead. Calgary has been mostly lifeless this entire second half.
Chris Mushenza coming in to make that tackle. He leads all players in this game with 6 tackles, the Winnipeg product. Former Grant Park Pirate. He's moved around during his life. Came to Grant Park for his senior year in 2017. Played on both sides of the ball for the Pirates as Tuchinski looking for a target. He's got his man, and it's big play. BA, but he fumbles the football, gets back on top of it. And that catch is going to put Adams up near 100 yards on the day as he approaches a career high.
Yeah, really good ball there from Jackson. Calgary brought a little bit of pressure. Manitoba's offensive line did a good job picking it up. Good route run by BA. Came back to the football, made sure he was the guy to go get it, move the chains for his offense, setting it up for another first down here. Great drive coming from Manitoba.
Tuchinski with an empty backfield. He's going to air it out here. He's looking for Stubbs in single coverage, but that one goes incomplete. There is also a flag on the play. We'll wait to see what the call is there. Could be holding. Coverage by the best name in this game. It's Sauce Odomingi on the coverage. It looks like it might be a roughing the passer call here.
I really wanted to call it the good coverage there, but I did not want to take a chance of pronouncing the name. I'm glad you did it for me, Mike. Great coverage, step for step, all the way down the field with Braden Stubbs.
And chunked on 15 as Ben Dobson called for roughing the passer.
It almost looked like the same pressure package on the play previous for the Dinos defense that tried to go back to it, unfortunately resulting in a penalty moving the sticks for the Bisons.
Von Lloyd is the single back for Manitoba. He's going to take this one to the outside. He breaks away from one player, gains 8 yards.
What a great move there from Von Lloyd at the point of attack, as you'll see it here on the replay. A little head and shoulders inside, does just enough to get the edge. Good tackle there by number 9 for the Dinos, getting about 8 yards here for the Bisons, setting up second and short.
That's one of Lloyd's specialties, is getting out in space, using those quick hips, that speed to create opportunities. He stays in as the single back here for Manitoba. Once again, he'll take the handoff. That'll be close to the first down marker. Might be a little bit short here.
You're going to see.
And looks like the field goal unit or the field goal unit coming out. It's Maya Turner looking to continue her perfect streak. She was 2 for 2 last week, including the game winner from 21 yards down in double overtime to beat Regina. She is the team's starting kicker the rest of the way, as Vinny DeRosa no longer with the program. This will be her longest career field goal. Looks to be about a 26-yarder. Jake Denica, the long snapper. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up, and it is off the post, and it is in. And a little bit of luck for Maya Turner there. She'll take it. Bisons add to their lead.
They don't ask you how, they just ask how many, with a little bit of a doink there from Maya Turner, but it does fall on the right side of the upright for 3 points.
3 for 3 now in her field goals. Has done a great job on kickoffs as well today. Maya Turner just slotting in well into that starting kicking spot. Dinos are going to elect to just take the ball here on the 35-yard line left hash of their own zone. See if they can't get something going on offense.
Still a 3-possession football game.
Dom Britton with just 5 completions after starting the game 3 for 3. Since then, he has gone 5 of 16 for 116. Draw play here. A lot of space. And that's going to be close to a first down. As Sua takes that one. Sam Hezekiah coming up with a bit of a limp there for Manitoba. Now he's grabbing at his arm, and he takes a seat. Now he's up. He's definitely in a little bit of pain there. The field corner for, sorry, the boundary corner for the Manitoba Bisons as they set up here with cover 2 look. Now safety Stephen Adamopoulos motioning down as they drop into a cover 3. It's another run play here and a big stuff. Isaac Dawkin fills the gap, makes the play.
Yeah, once again, second and short. Calgary decides to stay in their shotgun formation. 7 offensive line, double tight end look. They do just enough there with Sua in the backfield to move the sticks. Running out of real estate here, down 24 points, 7 minutes remaining.
Britton feels a little bit of pressure here, tries to get it away, and that one is incomplete. He was looking for Zach Smith. Bisons with pressure as Gavin Perkins came off the edge. Tyrese Vinner-Cox laid in a bit of a shot also as Nick Thomas was there in coverage, as Manitoba really using their rotation now as the true freshman Jerome Folliard steps into the game on the defensive end spot there, along with Gavin Perkins, getting everybody some reps here with a sizable 4th quarter lead. 6.5 minutes to play. Britton, he's got a man, but it's short. A little bit of miscommunication there and some frustration as Rowan Reed was the intended target, but they were in 2 different places on that one as it's underthrown. Miller in coverage.
Yeah, the Bisons brought a little bit of pressure, bringing 6, both Isaac Dawkin and Nick Thomas up the middle of the field on a blitz. Britton does a good job in the rollout. Protection was there, just a little bit of a miss throw on his part as he underthrew the ball by about 5 or 6 yards of his intended target, as they do have a Bison down on the field here.
And one play after appearing to be in some discomfort, it's Sam Hezekiah that's staying on the turf. And again, not a position Manitoba would like to see someone go down out. They're already thin in the secondary.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on what happens there with the Bison's defense when they come out for their next possession. If Hezekiah can come back out, or if they have to bring in Denica or Ballin to that position at corner, because they're, like you said, Mike, really thin at the DB right now.
Certainly are. The one benefit for Manitoba's secondary is that they have 8 different players that have started a game. Every single player in that secondary, except for Jake Denica, the true freshman, has started at least one game for Manitoba. So they're definitely experienced in the area, but obviously you never like to see players go down. Just looking ahead here, it's the Thanksgiving bye next week for all teams in the conference. As they'll get a week off, and we'll have an opportunity to have a reset there. And it's a logjam at the top of the standings with Saskatchewan, Alberta, and UBC all sitting at 4-1. Manitoba 6.5 minutes away from improving their record to 2-3 and getting their 4th straight win over the Calgary Dinos. That would give Manitoba sole possession of their playoff destiny at 2-3. Regina sitting at 1-4 after a loss to Alberta yesterday, as this punt is fielded by Michael O'Shea. Gets away from one player and taken down just outside the 20.
Yeah, this win's big for the Bisons. This kind of projects them ahead of, after beating the Rams last week and now going to beat the Dinos, kind of pushes them up into the 4th spot ahead of both those two teams and puts their fate in their own hands a little bit here as they come back for the home stretch after Thanksgiving weekend bye.
And now we have Sawyer Thiessen into the game for Jackson Tuchinski, whose day is done. Another very productive day for QB1. And Shaq Harris is the back. He's got all kinds of space, stumbles a little bit, still on his feet, breaks away from 3 defenders, still going. Shaq Harris. Very productive for Manitoba. 3 carries in this game. That's going to improve his average. He had 7.5 on those 2 carries. Over 30 now on the day.
Unfortunate stumble at the beginning when he broke through that D-line. There was a lot of real estate in front of him. He could have just kept his feet. Able to recoup his feet though a little bit there and still gather himself and pick up a big Bison first down.
We saw Sawyer Thiessen get the start for Manitoba against UBC. 14 of 25 in that game for 225, and he had a touchdown. A couple of interceptions as well, though. Started one game as well in 2021 as Shaq Harris gets another carry here and another solid gain of nearly 8.
Yeah, as if the Bisons didn't even get another running back in that stable in the backfield. Shaq Harris listed as the number 4 back, but doing everything he can right now to show that he is capable of carrying the ball for this offense. Does a good job on back-to-back run plays, setting up 2nd and 2 here.
And that doesn't even include Finley Duncan, the first year on a BC, who had a very, very strong showing in the preseason, over 100 yards rushing against Regina in 2 quarters. So definitely a position of strength for Manitoba as Thiessen hands it off once again to Harris. He stays on his feet, still going. Shaq Harris continues to impress.
What balance, what agility, what a good job here from Shaq Harris, taking advantage of the reps he has given late into this football game, just doing everything he needs to do to move those chains. Good job from the big boys up front, opening up those holes, but wow, Shaq Harris, good balance.
Yeah, the Bison O-line really leaning on that Dino front now. Getting a lot of push up front, creating some big running alleys here for the running backs.
Manitoba up to 269 net rushing yards in this game. Again, it's going to be a handoff, and Von Lloyd, all kinds of space, breaks away, still on his feet, spin move all the way down to the Calgary 25. Keep going, Von Lloyd.
Good job here. Once again, shout out to the big boys up front for the Bisons, doing a very, very good job of letting whatever running back is in the backfield know that they will open up those holes for him. Vaughn was very close to breaking that one.
All 4 Manitoba running backs have at least 40 rushing yards in this game. Jackson Tuchinski, 13 carries for $110 and 2 touchdowns with an 8.5-yard average as well, as the Bisons gashing out the rush yards here in the latter stages of the 4th. Once again, it's Shaq Harris, gets a block from Sean Rowe, stays on his feet. Another 5 here as Shaq Harris has not been taken down on first contact once on this drive.
This is some impressive running from number 33 for the Manitoba Bisons, just refusing to go down. Does a good job staying north and south. Even when he is cutting, he wants to fall forward and gets about 5 yards here, setting up 2nd down. 20-yard line as we get the 3-minute warning from the officials.
For the 2nd game in a row against Calgary, Manitoba has over 300 rushing yards. They are up to 308 after amassing 357 one season ago.
I'm just going to go ahead and assume they'll run the ball again here on 2nd down, as they have yet to throw the ball on this possession. Sawyer Thiessen doing a really good job of catching snap and handing off to the running back.
The single back is Lloyd, and just
I'll take that one.
That's a broadcaster's
That
curse
one's
up
on
here
me.
by Tyler, as Thiessen can't handle that one, and Manitoba's 2nd down.
Yeah, as you see it here, what Mike said, broadcasters jinx, hit him in the hands just a little bit outside. And I will take responsible for that one, Sawyer. My apologies, my friend.
Would you like to try to jinx Maya too? Here
Nope,
on the
not
field
saying
goal
anything.
attempts? 'Cause
Nope. Nope. Take my headset off, actually.
Maya Turner out to attempt her 2nd field goal of the day. See if she can increase this Bison lead to 27 points.
Yet another career long opportunity.
This one from 31 for Turner. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up, and it is good. Maya Turner starts her U Sports career 4 for 4.
Making it look easy out there. Just hits this one nice right down the middle. Great job by the Bisons' execution on their field goal team here and pushing that lead up even further.
Manitoba, 26 first downs in this game compared to 11 for Calgary. Just 4 passing first downs for Calgary.
So it looks like we're going to get a kickoff return situation here for the Dinos, but something to keep an eye out when the Bison's defense does come back on the field. What will their defensive secondary look like, and will Calgary try to take a shot at what would be the 3rd or 4th string corner for the Bisons here if Hezekiah can't come back onto the field?
It looks like Hezekiah's out there for the kickoff cover team, so
there you go.
although he does look like he's favoring his arm a little bit there.
That right arm looks like it's definitely a little bit in a bit of discomfort for Hezekiah. We'll keep an eye on that as Turner. Bit of a shorter field goal, kickoff that time. Great coverage downfield by one of the best special teams players in the conference, Nick Pereira, coming down to make that tackle.
So Hezekiah has left the field, so I have to keep an eye out who will be that field side corner for the Bisons, as it looks like Jake Denica is going to slot into field side half, and
Looks like Alcaraz is going to move the boundary corner.
So it'll be Austin Ballin and Jared Alcaraz, longtime friends and teammates, that'll be on that on that boundary side, and on the field side, Owen Miller at corner and the true freshman Jake Denica in at halfback. Manitoba into a cover 3 look, and that one nowhere near any Dino. Austin Ballin, the closest player to that football for the Bisons, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, not 100% sure what Britton saw in this play. It looked like he was kind of forcing that football into no man's land. Lucky that it ended up on the turf and not in the hands of a Bison defender. You expect the Bisons to play some softer cover 3 looks here, being up 4 possessions with only 2 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in this football game.
Britton rolling out here, single coverage, and that one is caught. Great adjustment there by Zach Smith as Britton missed him earlier in the game. This time he's got him. Coming up a little bit in a bit of discomfort there is Smith.
Yeah, like you said, Mike, fantastic job there from Smith to find that football as he was looking over both shoulders, locating that moonshot throw from his quarterback, Britton, but does enough to get that ball secured for the catch and have a big play here for the Dinos offense, who have moving into Bison's territory now, coming into 2 minutes left in this football game.
Nice throw by Britton, too, standing in there while Fouliard came bearing down on him and laid a good lick on him in the pocket there. Still stood in there and got the ball out for a big gain.
Bison's into a cover 4 look here as Britton gets that one off for a first down. Gob Dang with his first catch in a long time and first catch in the second half. Leading all Dinos with 75 yards on 2 catches, most of it coming from that 68-yarder on the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, as the Bisons are sitting off in some coverage, you would expect Don Britton to be able to find some of these underneath routes for shorter to medium gains here. But let's see if the Dinos can do something, maybe put some points up before this ball game ends.
Britton with one back. Going across the middle there. Great catch by Smith on a dart as Isaac Dawkins tried to knock that one down, but a lot of mustard on that throw from Britton, one of his best tosses of the day.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. As you see the tail right at the beginning of the replay, really tight window throw from Britton, able to fit that over top of linebacker Isaac Dawkins and in front of Adamopoulos for another completion to set up 1st and goal. 1:39 and counting.
Smith has really impressed in this one and would have even more total yards if not for that short throw, the underthrow from Britton there, which could have gone for 6.
As the Bisons are going to take a timeout, it looked like a little bit of a miscommunication as Adamopoulos is looking for some guidance there from his coaches on the Bisons bench. Oh, Ryan, if you go into the brain of Jabari Arthur here, you're down quite a few points, a minute and a half left, but this is probably one of the better drives we've seen from the Dinos in the second half. What do you expect to see here on first and goal, excuse me? Minute and a half left in this football game.
I think they're going to just keep trying to do what they've been doing on this drive so far, is just throw the ball and try to get the ball in the athlete's hands as quick as they can and see what they can do. They had that big pass earlier, but then after that, they've been doing a lot of crossing routes and things. So I imagine, knowing that they're probably going to get some sort of man coverage down here, I think they're going to try to run some sort of crossing routes, get Britton to get back, see it in front of them, get rid of the ball quickly, and see if they can't pop one into the end zone here quick.
Britton with Oyasoro in the backfield. Now he rolls to his right. He's got a lot of room. Caleb McLeod's going to try and get there, but he is not going to be able to. Touchdown, Dinos, Dom Britton.
And based on the Calgary Dinos bench, it looks like they will be going for 2 here to convert to 34-15 if they do succeed. 1 minute, 21 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Good job here by Britton. Wanted to throw something into the boundary in the back of the end zone. Didn't see it. Does a good job checking down to his feet. Keeps his eyes downfield. Realizes there's a whole lot of real estate out to that field side. Does a good job tucking it down and converting for the touchdown.
Yeah, they ran those crossing routes the play before. This time they started into the crossing routes. Both receivers banged back out to the sidelines. But when protection started to break down, Britton just went to his legs and was able to find the end zone.
Dinos with the fullback here, setting up for the 3-point conversion.
Britton looking for Dang there. That one is too high. They'll take 6, but will not get the 2-point convert. Manitoba will take over.
So with that one now, do you think, because they went for 2, do you think they go for an onside kick here, or are they going to kick deep? Personally, I would kick deep if I was Calgary, but I also wouldn't have went for 2 there. So I'm interested to know what their strategy is. If they're playing with no quit and they're trying to teach these guys to be resilient, maybe they are going to go for an onside kick here and try to keep fighting and scrapping right to the end.
Well, they brought in Carbone and Gobdang into the special teams huddle here. So if I was to guess, I would assume they might be going for the onside kick here, Ryan, just to try to keep these guys into this football game. We'll have to see.
It definitely looks like they're lining up that way with a lot of white jerseys on the left side, very few on the right side. Interesting, we'll get to see some special teams fun. See if the Bisons call a timeout here right before the kick. Now they got to look at the formation that the Dinos are going to line up in.
Ooh. A little bit of miscommunication there.
Yeah, it might be a blessing there because that ball only went about 2 yards down the field and straight out of bounds. So,
yeah, not the best execution on the kick. Trying to just lob one up to the sideline there for Gobdang and Carbone to kind of get down the sideline and try to see if they can high point the ball and get it knocked out of bounds. Now the Bisons have seen it. I would think that they would adjust, get some bodies over there to kind of block those guys.
Once again, it's a bit of a tough angle there for Calgary, and that one goes out of bounds. Multiple flags on the play.
They might have catching interference here on the Bisons. Or perhaps just not a far enough kick.
Dang was the one who got his hand on it, but the question is if it went far enough. And the answer to that is going to be no, as a penalty is called on Calgary.
That was too bad. The ball only went 9 yards, but Gobdang jumped from the field of play and was able to get his hands on it. That could have been Calgary's ball had that gone 2 yards further.
Well drawn up, getting the athlete Dang out there. But like you said, Ryan, just a little bit short. As Sawyer Thiessen comes back out for Manitoba with a minute 20 left to go here in the game. Handoff is to Noah Anderson. He is stuffed Great tackle there by Sauce Odomingi.
Big physical play by Sauce on that one, meeting Noah Anderson right in the hole, laying the lumber on him, restricting the gain just to 2 yards.
First time in this game, Noah Anderson has ran the ball for less than 7 when he's had it. That's his 7th carry. This time it's a fake to Anderson. That one is tipped, looking for Berhanu Yitna, the East-West Bowl selection. And that's going to be a 2-and-out for the Bisons, and Calgary will get a chance to come back out here, down 21. Looking to take some positives out of this game in the final minute. That last drive was showing signs of life for them. Britain with a few nice tosses in there, getting some pepper on that football. Zach Smith showing his speed. Udo back at the 44 of Manitoba. Clean snap, gets it off, end over end. Up past the 30 to the 35, still going nearly up to the 40-yard line. A solid return there.
Austin Ballon again on the coverage, making a nice play downfield. Late flag here. I'm a little perplexed by Calgary's punt return team. You got an 18-year-old long snapper, a punter punting for the first time ever. They brought 0 pressure today. It's hard to believe. 18-year-old long snappers, I mean, rookies tend to make mistakes. People that have punted for the first time in their youth sports career tend to make mistakes. I thought for sure they'd bring some pressure today and try to see if they couldn't get home, or at least affect the punt and create some bad kicks and get some positive field position out of it.
Looks like an objectionable conduct penalty on Manitoba here, as JP Chorney is moving over to the Bison sideline. And someone's been ejected, I believe. I don't know the number off the top of my head, but
I think it's Shaq Harris.
It's been an ejection, and it looks to be Harris. Didn't catch what happened there, gentlemen.
I didn't either. It happened right in front of us here. It looked like it was a bit of an exchange after the play, and the ref was right behind them while they were doing it. And I'm not sure what exactly occurred to cause the ejection.
Chorney now debriefing Brian Doby on the Bison sideline. Usually with a penalty like that, to result in an ejection, as we're going to get some confirmation from Chorney. And we get confirmation that there was a discriminatory term used by Harris, and that would be the cause of the penalty. Calgary moving up now to their own 49.
It's too bad, bit of a blemish on a game by Shaq Harris, in which he's played very well. Gets on his first rep of punt cover team and quickly gets ejected from the game.
He finishes with 53 yards as Gob Dang was open there, but the throw was just outside and couldn't come up with it. Tried to adjust.
Yeah, just a little bit of a miss by Britain. Put the ball a little bit too much on that outside shoulder instead of the inside shoulder as Gob Dang was breaking on that post route. 2nd and 10 here for the Dinos. 39 seconds and counting.
Britain with Manitoba in a 30 front here, 4 deep, and that one is caught by Dang. Alcaraz with the stuff.
Should be just enough for a first down.
That's going to put Dang over 100 yards in this game to lead all our players, as he continues to be one of the conference's top pass catchers. Came into this game with 281 yards, 6th in Canada West, and increases those totals. Britain taking what he can get here. Manitoba in that 4 high look. all kinds of open space for the Dinos in the flats.
Yeah, like you said, Mike Britton is doing a good job taking what he can see there. A lot of soft coverage here from the Bison's defensive backfield. So going to be some lighter stuff in the zones underneath. Good job by Britton finding his receiver, converting for about 8 yards there.
Looks like there's a timeout on the field. It's going to be Calgary calling the timeout here with 18 seconds to play, down 21.
Going to fight right to the end here. Scratch and claw. Try to get anything they can, any kind of positive momentum they can to carry into next, or I guess not next week's the bye, but carry it into next game here for the Dinos.
There are definitely some positives for this team. I mean, Calgary's secondary has, made some plays in this one. They caused some turnovers, but unfortunately their offense just wasn't able to capitalize on those chances.
No, for sure, Mike. They had the offense got the ball handed to them a few times in plus territory on the Bison side of the field and just unable to generate any first down, so kind of puttered out the momentum that they were gaining from it. Be interesting. These two teams will lock up again in Calgary later in the season.
Britton looking deep here for Dang. He's got it. Great catch. Touchdown, Calgary. Gob Dang. 6 for Calgary.
This just in, Gob Dang is good.
Pretty fast. Good hands.
He had a great move at the line of scrimmage to get off Alcaraz and create some separation. And then the rest just flew down the sidelines. Great hands catch at the end and finishing into the end zone.
Dang started this game with a 78-yard reception, and he finishes the game with another long grab, increasing his totals up to 138 yards and a major.
2 majors now, yes?
No, that first one was just short of a touchdown.
He was on the one. Yep, my apologies.
Averaging 27 yards a catch in this game. Spectacular stuff for Dang. Britton looking to complete the 2-point convert here. Great catch, great throw. And the Dinos with 11 seconds left, keeping the fight going. And
where was that in the first half? Beautiful field corner. Unbelievable route and throw. Where was that play combination when they got the ball in plus territory in the first half?
Both of those last 2 balls from Britton were fantastic.
That was incredible. Unbelievable throw. That was, you can't defend that. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, tough route, man coverage, corner route from the inside slot back. A lot of real estate for him out there in the corner. Really, really good ball from Dom. As we're potentially going to see another onside kick opportunity here. Hard to say with only 11 seconds left.
I'm sure they'll probably try it. I mean, you got nothing to lose here, down by 13.
That looks to be correct.
Well, with the win here, just 11 seconds left, Bisons will improve to 2-3 on the season, and they control their destiny in the second half of the year in that 4th and final playoff spot. Their second half schedule sees them face Regina and Calgary one more time, both trailing them in the standings. Regina 1-4 on the year. Calgary going to fall to 0-5. And then a matchup against Alberta, as this one once again goes out of bounds. Will be a penalty on Calgary. What did you see down there, Tyler?
Oh, just one of the referee's flags landed directly into Taylor Young's face mask, and it just kind of sat there and dangled as I almost lost it on the broadcast here. One of those slow motion, you see the flag just kind of float down, land directly in front of him, right inside the face mask. I don't think we're going to be able to show you on the broadcast, but you'll have to take my word for it.
It's too bad the Dinos can't land these kicks in bounds. They got numbers advantage over there on the sideline. A good opportunity for them to get the ball back. We know Gob Dang's got some good ball skills.
Bisons will line up in victory formation.
Victory formation here for the Herd. And that should do it for this one. As we go one more time.
It's hard to believe this is going to end as a 31-20 or 34-21 score. Feels like it felt pretty lopsided the whole game, well, the whole second half anyway.
Manitoba net yardage in this game. Total of 482 yards, 366 for Calgary. A lot of that coming in the last couple minutes there. But there are some positives for the Dinos to take onto this one. Gob Dang, 138 yards on 5 catches and a major. Don Britton finishes with 254 yards in this game and a touchdown. But Manitoba dictates the play in the second half, develop a 30-point lead, and hold on for the win here to improve to 2-3. Ryan and Tyler, I'll let you guys finish this one off. Thank you for joining us on Canada West TV.
Well, Tyler, going into bye week, Bisons are 2-3. Maybe not exactly where the Bison faithful had thought they were going to be at this point with a veteran-laden squad. What are your thoughts so far on the first half of the season and as they prepare now for the second half?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, they come into week 1 of the season ranked, have that game at home against the Saskatchewan Huskies where they were leading at the half, ended up dropping that football game, and then week 2, Jackson goes down with that non-throwing shoulder injury. But these last 2 weeks, this offense has looked really good with Jackson Chichinski kind of coming into his own, finding that rhythm. We'll have to see how this goes over the next 3 weeks with Regina next week, Alberta at home, and then Calgary on the road to finish off the season. The Bisons do hold their own destiny.
Yeah, an interesting schedule ahead for the Bisons. They play 2 of their last 3 games against the 2 teams that are chasing them, which are also the 2 teams they just played and have their 2 victories against. Chance for them to kind of, like you said, be masters of their own fate here as they head down toward the playoffs. They'll play Alberta at home. Alberta kind of ran roughshod over Manitoba in Alberta. As you mentioned, Jackson was hurt in that game. What can we expect from that one? It'll be a Friday night barn burner here, I believe, on October 20th. I'm
going to throw it out. I think it's going to be a whole lot of points. 2 very, very good offenses. 2 good defenses, don't get me wrong, but there are 2 very good quarterbacks playing in that football game. Assuming everybody stays healthy with Jackson Chichinski and Eli Hetlinger. But we'll have to wait and see for a couple weeks as the Bisons go into the bye week 2-3. Next game on the road in Regina.
Yeah, the Bison secondary is definitely dinged up, so the bye week comes at a good time for them. We mentioned that they are a veteran-laden squad. They are fairly deep at a few positions, but obviously thinning out as injuries are starting to mount during the Can West season. Good time for a bye for all the teams in Can West. What do you think we'll see from the Bison's depth as we head down the stretch here and as they make their big push for the playoffs? Is there any key players you're kind of noting to maybe make a return here for the Bisons?
Yes, absolutely, and I'm blanking on his name right now. Of course.
I threw a tough question at you there,
yeah,
Tyler.
Well, apparently wasn't expecting it. But like you said, Ryan, it's just going to be their defensive backfield. If they can get their DBs back and healthy, back to that starting group, I think they're going to be in good shape. Their offense has been relatively healthy. Their offensive line has played together consistently for the last 2 weeks, so that's something you like to see. If the defense can get healthy, the Bisons can, maybe make some noise on the road in the playoffs, who knows.
And quickly switching our focus to the Calgary Dinos. You and I have both been on some teams that have struggled to get in the win column. Dinos still 0 on the season heading into the break. Obviously not where they wanted to be. What's the outlook look for them as they head into the back half of their season?
Yeah, you just try to come together in the locker room as a team, keep fighting for that singular purpose of getting that victory. Try to stay together, try not to fall apart as the roster in the locker room. They have a good football team. They are young. They are well coached, so it's something you expect. I expect them to get at least 1 win over the next 3 games, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, their offense at times sputtering out, but God dang is a bright, shining star for them. They need more of a secondary role in that receiving corps to step up and be consistent. Zach Smith showed a few great flashes today. Had an unfortunate drop on one of the deep balls that was thrown to him. But the offense seems to be coming around slowly but surely. The defense, on the other hand, seems to be coming along a lot faster for the Dinos. Even though the Bisons put up a lot of points today, the Dino defense really held in there. In the first half, I thought they battled really strong against this Bison front, limiting their damage quite a bit. It should have been a 14-7 game at halftime if not for a Dinos gamble late in the second half, given the Bison's great field position.
Yeah, absolutely. That is 100% correct. They are young, but they're starting to figure it out. So if this offense can come into its own rhythm, they can find the answer at quarterback with Britain kind of settling down, coming off the national championship last year with Okanagan. But we'll have to see. Go ahead, Ryan.
Well, that wraps it up for us here at IG Field in Winnipeg, Manitoba from the beautiful University of Manitoba campus. Enjoy the bye week and happy early Thanksgiving to everyone out there watching. We'll see you next time here on Can West TV.